hey, if you want to listen to the episodes in chronological order, go back and listen to the episode where we talk about the graphic novel, Book 1, because we recorded that 2 weeks ago.
Hopefully it should be out way before this episode is out.
Yeah. And
hopefully.
Also, if you're curious, right after that episode was finished, I ordered funny springy snakes in a can on Amazon, and they arrived like 2 days later, and they're really funny.
Yeah, but you can't post any videos of us playing with
I can confirm they are really funny.
They're not actual snakes, just springs with like floppy...
They don't even look like snakes.
They're just cylinders.
Monochromatic cylinders.
Are we starting the podcast now?
Yeah, okay, hello, welcome to the Animorphs Book Club podcast.
It's not how you pronounce those words. It also is Anne. Would you say Anne?
I'm Anne.
Cut that out.
Well, why?
Your real name is Anne.
Oh yeah, people might find out that our real names are Animorphs Book Club and Podcast.
I'm Anne.
I'm Animorphs.
I'm Morpho.
I'm more familiar.
I'm Podcast.
Podcasto.
Oh, man, okay, let me write that down, 25 minutes.
It was 25 minutes.
That was important.
25 minutes is when
he doesn't
we
want to have to go through 25 minutes in order to get to the beginning of the podcast.
actually start the recording. Welcome to an Animorphs Book Club podcast. This is the podcast where one person
Wait, did you say the
read... I said Anne! Where one person who read Animorphs as a kid and 3 people who haven't ever read Animorphs read Animorphs.
Here we go.
This is book
Here we go.
Megamorphs number 2.
I'm Renatural.
I'm better.
I'm Mustard. I'm Stir. We are at the beginning of recording this episode of an Animorphs Book Club podcast.
I'm busy.
Megamorphs 2, the first real Megamorphs.
What do you mean the first real?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Megamorph?
The last one sucked.
Yeah, the last one did
doesn't
suck.
count.
It didn't have time travel in it.
Do all of them have Megamorphs have time travel?
Yes, except for the first one.
Is that
Oh,
true?
okay.
Yes.
Wait, what? Why?
Well, because K.A. Applegate woke up one morning and said,
Wait, do other Animorphs books have time travel?
We've
I
had
don't know.
regular Animorphs books with time travel before.
yeah, like book 11.
But like, whenever they want, from now on, is Applegate going, oh, I want to time travel, Megamorphs time.
I don't know, you'll have to find out.
Megamorphs was one of the books that was definitely a mare for the first one was a definite mare.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of the worst books, I think. This book was too long too, I think.
I think it was the right length. It was
Oh
definitely...
my gosh, Mustard! It's 90 pages.
Okay, it didn't
What
need to
kind
be
of
that.
book is
It
it?
didn't. Okay, it didn't need to be that long.
Yeah, it did.
They kept switching things for no.
No,
reason.
They did not.
I thought-
like
okay.
any of the stories.
Yeah, I thought in this one the switching was way
Yeah,
better.
it was.
Oh my
it,
God.
This was,
we didn't have to
it
hear
was-
the same recap 8 times. We didn't have to be like, Tobias, look at me, I'm Tobias. I just saw that thing that Marco described, except I'm in the air.
And
This was much. This was way
That
way.
did not
better than
happen
the
at all.
first
This was
one.
so much better.
And the previous one, like they kept like even when they like went to a different spot, they would like go back like in time half the time.
Yeah, they were like, oh, and by the way, I remembered back to how Marco ate the mouse and then pooped, and you can cut that
What?
out.
Is
I don't know.
Is that the thing that
Marco threw the
happened?
poop in the pool.
I might have forgotten.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
I'm. Oh yeah. Jeez.
It was a Snickers
It
bar.
is a Snickers bar.
Oh, that's right. Babe Ruth.
Baby Ruth, yeah.
I might have forgotten good parts of this chapter because I haven't looked over my notes at all. So
I skimmed
Maybe I
a
just
lot of
forgot.
this book.
Oh, we should do the summary now, and then we can talk
That's
about the
how we
book.
always
Yeah, we have a
jump
very
ahead.
special summary planned for you today. We each took on characters, and we're gonna describe the book as
Wait,
our
we
characters.
should explain like how Megamorphs works. in
Oh
case
shoot,
people
we
didn't
gotta
listen to
be
the
in
first one.
character for these. I forgot about
They-
that.
What, we have to be in character? I didn't know about that.
Darn, I wrote all mine in the third person.
I
Well-
wrote all mine as haiku.
We'll change it to first person.
Haiku's good.
Well, then I have to rewrite the
This is
Or-
what I actually
No,
did.
don't worry about it. Jake talks in third person for some reason. That's okay.
Yeah.
So how Megamorphs works is each chapter is narrated by a different of the 6 characters. They switch sometimes.
So during the summary, we're gonna switch just like they do, and because it'll be fun. That's why.
So we picked all our favorite characters.
We did not. I picked Cassie because I picked Cassie and Axe. I like Axe, but I don't like Cassie.
I like Marco and Rachel a lot at this point, just because they fight with each other.
Okay, I'm putting all my things in first person. It's actually really easy.
All right, cool. The first person is Marco, I think.
Oh wait, okay. So we should. Did everyone say who they are? I'm Marco and Rachel.
I'm Tobias.
Okay. So we're still summarize book time. Okay.
Wait, I'm Jake.
Are we doing voice? I can't do a voice. Okay, I guess I'm just have to say hi. Hi, I'm Marco. You look so bad, and we have to morph dolphins because of a nuclear sub or something. I don't quite remember.
I'm Cassie, and we go and do that.
I'm Jake, and we lead a rescue team to the sub. Then a flash happens.
Hi, Mitchell. A nuclear warhead exploded. Then we were suddenly somewhere else. And, I mean, we're in the same place, but the water is clearer. And also there's a volcano nearby now. That wasn't there before. And then we see a really big sea creatures that aren't whales. They're like something else, but they're really, really, really big.
Okay, hi, I'm Tobias. I think I know what the creatures are, but I don't want to tell anyone for some reason. I'm secretive and emo,
'Cause I'll make
so
fun of
I
you.
don't really talk to my friends. And then I got eaten, and Rachel also got eaten by the big creature. Everybody else got away though, and then Rachel demorphed, and then we demorphed, but my wing got hurt and stuff because Rachel's fat butt crushed me
Inside the creatures.
inside the creature.
Is this 6 now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Jake. My group realizes that something weird is going on.
Hi, I'm Cassie. Oh, look, there's a T-Rex. It's eating a sauropod and runs away. Do 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 do.
We don't have to do that we don't have to say hi and whatever every time.
Maybe I want to.
Because
Maybe
people have more than one.
Maybe I want to.
I'm just.
Wait, is that it?
Yeah.
Well,
Hi, I'm Daisy.
when I said hi, I'm Jake. It fit my haiku. It just turned out. I got rid of a couple syllables. It just happened to work out.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm inside a creature with Tobias. And then
Having fun there.
I from inside rip a hole in the creature's lungs, and then its lungs blow air at us, so then we can breathe because we were suffocating. We're underwater, by the way. So I guess we escape. I think I don't know. Escape the creature.
I'm Tobias. To fix my injuries, I try to morph to human and back to hawk, but for some reason that doesn't work. So when I'm back to a hawk, my wing is still broken. So Rachel puts it in a splint for me. Rachel is so hot. She is really pretty, and I like Rachel. But
Tobias, shut
only
up.
like a friend.
My turn. I'm Marco.
Anyway. I figure we're probably in the Cretaceous because I used to play with dinosaurs when I was a kid.
Tobias, you're a dinosaur nerd. Shut up. So then a T-Rex. Tobias and Rachel are on their own. Everyone else, we all assume they're dead, because we saw them get eaten. So I'm with the others. And then a T-Rex attacked me, and
Then I killed it with my tail blade, but I can't do that ever again. I can only do that when the T-Rex is facing away from me. I can't take on a real dead T-Rex. Oh, look, Cassie has ideas to make some food and clothing from the dead T-Rex. Neat.
So then I'm Rachel, by the way. Me and Tobias are walking around, and we see some smoke. And like, oh, maybe it's the others. Maybe they made a campfire. And then we saw Triceratops, some of them, and also a pack of dangerous dinosaurs. And those are about to attack
we made
us.
a fire. Yeah, we made a fire. Jake and Marco sleep. Oh, look, there's a comet in the sky. How pretty.
Oh, is it me?
I don't know. It's either
Cassie.
Rachel or Tobias.
Tobias.
The dinosaurs that are chasing us are Deinonychus. I tell Rachel to run to the woods so that we'll lose their line of sight because they hunt in the triangle. And then I tell Rachel to throw me up into a tree. She also throws up. So I hang out in the tree, and then once a Deinonychus walks underneath me, I jump on it and acquire it, and then Rachel morphs to a bear and gets out of there.
Yo, I don't think we need to be this detailed.
Yes, we do.
Hi, I'm Jake. Dinos run towards the fire that my group had set up.
There, I like that one. That's a good one.
Hi, I'm Rachel. There were like 10 dinosaurs surrounding us. And then I realized that Tobias was one of the dinosaurs. But I thought he was in the tree. But I realized he's one of the dinosaurs. And then I'm like, Tobias, you're human. And then I'm like, he just does a dinosaur show. And then I'm like, Tobias, you're a hawk. And then he's like, Rachel?
See, that was way too detailed. Just could have said I reminded Tobias who he was, and he remembered.
My
You
group.
idiot!
My group all acquires the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Then I fall asleep.
Hi, I'm Marco.
Wait, can I say that one again?
Yeah?
My group all acquires the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Then I fall asleep. Wait, can I do that one again?
Okay.
My group all acquires the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Then I fall asleep. Why is everyone quieter this time?
Because we want you to get it right.
Okay, I did my T-Rex summoning ritual.
What? Hi, I'm Marco. So we all acquired a T-Rex, by the way, and then we walk around and we find a weird building with weird buildings and something that looks like a flying saucer. Whoa. Aliens?
So a bunch of exposition happens that doesn't matter. Then, Rachel eats a coconut, and we see a Spinosaurus, and we see two Spinosauruses, and we get stuck. Also, we're Deinonychuses again.
Yeah, I ate a coconut. That was really important. I'm glad you pointed that out. So we got attacked by Spinosauruses, and they're really big. And I forget what happens. But then some alien guy, he's like, hey, he shows up, and he has a gun. He's like, this is our planet. Get out of here. And I stab him or something. And then it's made of ants? It's made of a bunch of ants. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cassie. Let's all turn into the birds and turn into birds and fly into the city. Oh no, we're being attacked by something again.
So I stomp on the ground, stomp all around.
Jump.
Everyone do the
jump.
dinosaur.
That too. But the spacecraft is shooting at us, and then we gotta jump on the Triceratops, and we gotta jump off the cliff, and
The whole group meets up in a canyon, then the Mercorna greet us. Also, Tobias and Rachel did a cool trick with the
what?
Pteranodon. Mercona, they're these...
Mercora.
Yes.
Mercora? There's
Yeah.
no... Yes, Mercora.
Yes.
Mercora, I know how we're going to steal the
These are new
Pharaoh's
aliens we
leather
haven't seen yet.
pants.
So
Yes,
they were the buildings.
the whole group
Alright.
meet up for the canyon, the Mercora greet us. Also, Tobias and Rachel did a cool trick with the Pteranodon.
The Mercora live on this planet, and also the other aliens also live on this planet. They are called the Nesk, and they don't like each other.
Yo, I'm Marco. So a day passed. Me and Axe and Jake and,
me and the boys.
not Rachel, Cassie. We've all been chilling out with these Makora, the big, weird-looking crab people who live here, and they're super cool. And they like healed Tobias, and they gave us food and shelter and stuff. And then we're like, wait, maybe we shouldn't mess with anything, because what if we change history? But then we're like, wait, what if we're the people who made the future happen? So we should try to change stuff.
So then, the Mercora are gonna drive us close to Nesk territory so we can get a bomb so that we can maybe explode it and get back to our own time, which will undo the Sario Rip,
Wait,
I guess.
Yeah, did we explain how we got in the time back?
It turns out, I'm X, and I will explain it now. It turns out that it's a Sario Rip, just like in Book 11, except
we don't remember it.
Except instead of it just being Jake and the rest of us only being a memory, everyone is already all there for real, and the explosion put us all back in dinosaur times. All we need to do is explode something and we'll be right back at our time, I guess. Anyway,
Yeah, that was technically my chapter. I said that there's a flash, and then the next chapter started with, by the way, there was a torpedo launching.
so then we go.
That was a freaking nuke.
We go to the now we're in Nesk territory. We're gonna go get the bomb and explode it. I guess that's what we're trying to do. I don't know how to even undo the Sario Rip. I don't know how to.
It's getting kind of detailed in natural.
I'm sorry. Okay, and I'm Cassie. Oh no, we turned into. I don't want to turn into a T-Rex. I don't want.
Hi, I'm Marco. We
don't
morphed as
wanna-
dinosaurs, and then we fight dinosaurs. Next.
I don't want to turn into a T-Rex. I don't want to hate violence. Have I mentioned that I hate violence today?
I morphed my human body to make Cassie stop following instincts.
I hate violence so much.
Well, now you're gonna stop following your violent instincts. I'm gonna morph my human self and be like, hey, big T-Rex Cassie, look at my little boy body. Stop
So
killing
angry
that dinosaur.
at myself for being so violent. Alright, well, here we are at the Nesk base. Oh no, an alarm went off. Yeah, everything's crazy.
Woo, 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 woo,
yeah,
woo,
Tobias,
woo,
everything's
woo,
crazy.
woo, 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 woo,
Stop.
Rachel and X found the nuke, and now we're all just kind of running and destroying ships.
talking.
And,
That's the alarm.
ouch,
Someone has
my
to play the
foot,
role.
ouch,
It's
my
chaotic,
foot. And
see
then Cassie picks me up, but oh no, she's stuck. And then oh no, and then Jake and Marco push the robot tower over, and then pretty much everyone's gonna die probably.
They win or something? I don't know. We get help from the aliens, and then the Nesks just fly away.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
No.
No.
I'm sorry. I thought we were on 35.
Yay! The Nesk are leaving. Bye. And then X can use the computers to calculate when to set off the nuke. Yay. But, oh no, the Nesk have changed the course of the comet so that it will hit Earth. By the way, there was a comet.
I mentioned it. I said that was a comet in the sky. Oh,
You
crazy.
didn't say it was a coming. Oh yeah, the nests made it go to.
There's a giant
Nesk-
comet
the
in the
Nesks
sky.
made it go to Earth, and the Makora force fields will not protect us, so they should fly the nuke out to the comet and break the comet so that the pieces will burn up in the atmosphere. But that means we can't go home.
Because we need the nuke.
When is this book written?
Well, there's one more chapter.
I know, there's 3 more.
98.
Okay, well, oh no, it turns out that my friends totally screwed the Mercora over without even telling me about it, and they just gave them a broken nuke, and we have to, and now we're just leaving because the comet's gonna hit there. We just have to get as far away from here as possible so that we hopefully don't die.
They were so nice to us. Though.
Yeah, the reason we're doing this is because we want to make sure that humans eventually evolve and dinosaurs go away.
It's the dinosaur asteroid we found out.
Yeah,
Because
obviously.
it's the late Cretaceous.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about the asteroid and then we fly really far away.
Oh no, whoa, the asteroid hit and oh look, there it is, there's the monolith. Woo, what a trip. The end.
No, it's Tobias' turn.
Oh
What?
yeah, I actually wrote one for the afterword.
Oh.
So, some scientists out there saying Spinosauruses actually went extinct during the mid-Cretaceous instead of the late Cretaceous when we were around. But come on, years of research and studying fossils, or are you going to believe a 12-year-old
Who
who
saw
did
it?
something incredibly implausible? Who's also a hawk, by the way. Come on. Spinosauruses, come on. They're just too awesome to have died out before the end of the Cretaceous.
Hi, it's me, Tobias. After we got back from our adventure in the late Cretaceous, I looked up some of the dinosaurs we encountered. Tyrannosaurus, Deinonychus, Saltosaurus, Spinosaurus, Elasmosaurus, Cornosaurus, and Triceratops. All of them were around during the Cretaceous age, but paleontologists seem to think that some of them, like Spinosaurus, were extinct by the middle Cretaceous, whereas we were in the late Cretaceous. All I was saying was that I wrote a really cool scene with the supposedly extinct Spinosauruses. So who are you going to believe? Me or a bunch of scientists with some old fossils?
More like Stinkosaurus.
I don't want to talk
Fake
to a
news.
scientist.
Yeah, that's all.
What a stupid summary.
I'm Kay Applegate, and I already wrote this book, and I'm not gonna change anything.
Oh, is that why it was in there?
Well, yeah.
I didn't think of that.
I like how it's an afterword. It's an entire afterword just for this. It's like, yeah, this is how this is what happened after the adventure. This is the only important way that it impacted them.
I didn't even think about that it was because people were like, okay, those dinosaurs didn't exist in that time.
This is the only book in
I
the
assume
entire
because
series
it
that has an
provides us, like,
afterword,
the
at least so
bunch.
far.
So
No-
one thing I
That's 'cause it has
thought.
important information.
One thing I thought is, oh, if they want food, I have an idea. How about Jake morphs his little lizard, and then cut off his tail, and then he unmorphs, and then he morphs a little lizard, and then cut off his tail. It's just infinite tail meat.
Yeah, I do wonder
No,
about
because
that.
when you morph in the past, your injuries don't heal.
Oh, is that what we decided?
Your normal injuries heal, like lizards heal naturally.
Yeah,
Okay, sure. It would.
the injuries
eventually
the injuries
go
they
back
got in
into-
Morph healed.
Oh yeah, they did.
He's
didn't
gonna have
they?
to be a lizard for 2 hours, then change back to human, then be a lizard for 2 hours.
They
Wait,
don't go
what?
faster
Why
than
would he have to
Morphs?
be? Why would he have to be a blizzard for 2 hours?
Because he's gotta wait for his tail to grow back.
Don't they go back
What?
immediately?
No, just morph back to a human and then morph back
No,
to a
it
lizard.
doesn't
No, it doesn't work.
Yes, it's
What?
in
No,
the past.
no. The only thing that didn't work was Tobias' hawk body. Everything else
Oh.
worked.
For no reason.
Well,
No,
that's the morph.
No,
You've
we
gotta have
we had a theory that
Tobias'
is-
hawk body works under morph.
No, it doesn't.
Stuff. That's
Okay,
my
listen,
theory.
you're an idiot.
Why?
It's elemist magic.
Okay, if he can use thought speak, then it's not his original body, unless he's an
He's
andalite.
now he is now a hawk who can use thought speak.
Well, that's not
Because
his
of the
original
elemist,
body.
it's
Because
not normal
it's
rules.
elemist voodoo.
Yeah, I like the
Yo, I remember when I agreed to us like doing like this disjointed. The summary's over, by the way. That wasn't clear. I remember when we agreed to do this like disjointed summary, but like, oh yeah, it'll be cool because it'll be like disjointed like the book. But this book was much more like coherent than the first Megamorphs book.
it really was. This would have worked for the first
Yeah, I think we didn't need to do that. We might re-record a summary later.
maybe.
Yeah, that was like 20 minutes, I think.
Oh boy.
One
That's a
thing,
long book.
Let's talk about this book, Chapter 1.
chapter 1.
Chapter 1. Marco's just really, really bitter in this opening. He's like, the Yeerks.
I'm the idiot who happened to be watching the news on TV.
The Yeerks are a parasitic species like tapeworms or lice or certain gym coaches who think you can't play basketball just because you are somewhat not tall.
I thought it was funny when he said, the Yeerks can blah 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 slither to your brain. From that point on, it controls you. It can even force you to listen to Kenny G.
Who's Kenny G?
He's
a jazz musician. And he
Okay.
plays like elevator music.
He plays it. He's an elevator music musician.
My old band teacher hated him.
Thanks for bringing that up. I forgot
Coached
about that
the
line.
jazz band.
What instrument does he play?
He's very well known for playing lane music.
I almost said he's a clarinet musician, but I was thinking of
It's a
Kelpie G.
saxophone.
I was thinking of Kelpie G from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
LPG.
Oh yeah, he made the same joke again where he says, "Oh yeah, I'm the sensible, smart, good-looking one, also modest." And
Oh yeah,
honest."
yeah. Same joke.
He also says that his uniform includes a way too small, totally uncool T-shirt.
Yeah, my first note was totally uncool T-shirt.
I'm wondering what the T-shirt is.
It could be I Love Naps. From
Yeah,
the
I have noted I Love Naps
Graphic
movie from the
novel.
graphic novel.
Gotta go back and listen to that episode.
What does he wear in the graphic novel do more? Was it the I Love Naps shirt?
Yeah.
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 They don't have any morphing clothing, I don't think, in the book.
They don't?
Except Cassie. I don't know.
Yo, when Cassie's
really don't
buffing,
care.
she says that her legs, like overcooked spaghetti, twined together and melted into the long tail of a dolphin.
They got like soft.
So they're like twisted
Oh.
together and like merged into a tail. Like
Gross.
I think that was like I don't think there's no reason for them to twist together.
Did it say they twist?
Twined together, isn't that what that means?
Twined isn't twined like I don't know
Twine is
what's
like twisted
twine?
together rope, isn't it?
What does twine mean?
Guys, you guys know what twine means.
I don't
you?
care.
Search twine as a verb.
What do you mean you don't care?
It's not very important.
Wind a spiral around something.
Oh, okay. They twined. Okay, next chapter.
So if you didn't catch what happened in our summary, there's a submarine. It's nuclear submarine, and something's bad. I don't know. They saw
There's
it on
like a
TV.
crash. I don't know.
They saw it on TV. They decided to go help because they're like the good Samaritans they are.
Mm-hmm.
So they turn into dolphins, and they find the submarine, and then they're like, we gotta help the humans get the submarine so that people don't die. And they do this by grabbing one person and dragging her over to the submarine.
Right,
And being like, there it is.
The person was a deep sea diver, so
Well, yeah, they
she
didn't
had
just
like
grab
gear.
Yeah, they didn't just grab a random person. It was out at sea. Yeah.
I was wondering if was Act ever impacted by the dolphins' playfulness, like the
Not
kids were?
that we've heard. Not that we've seen.
We haven't seen Edison Dolphin.
Well,
Well,
surely
he-
it wasn't here.
He
so.
became a dolphin in this book. It was kind of hard to catch, but he was a dolphin in this book. But
I
he
don't
didn't.
think he said much about it.
But he didn't. Nothing was said about that.
What, did he acquire it? No.
Yeah,
Wait, when did he acquire it?
it says that in this book.
Oh.
Wait, you know what? I better because like that brings up a question.
We're in the ocean, Marco, Rachel pointed out. There's bound to be water in the ocean. I like that quote out of context.
I don't remember that.
Marco's
many
afraid
times was that?
about drinking salt water, and then instead of saying there's bound to be salt water in the ocean, Rachel just says there's bound to be water,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is a funny quote.
I think I laughed like 3 times while reading this book.
I laughed. The time I laughed the most was in chapter 3. This is what you just said. Why is everyone quiet? Be natural. Go. You're the one who starts everything.
He picked up his newest morph at the gardens with Cassie's help, of course. So now I'm wondering how Axe got his Andalite self into the gardens to acquire the
They
dolphin.
probably just said
He
he
was
was.
a human, and then he quickly went to Andalite and then got them.
At like midnight.
Cassie
just-
said, "Hey, everyone, look over there."
No,
And
at
then
like midnight, like when Cassie goes in and dances with them or whatever.
They just
Oh,
said he
yeah.
was a weird blue horse again.
Horse was on blue. Which book was that?
That was in the horse
that was
poop
also
one.
book 14.
What a good book. I want to read that one. I want to read 12 again.
Which we own 12 now, don't we?
Yeah, I bought 12. But
You
just
bought
one.
12.
So the submarine explodes, and
We have been renting these books.
it's a big giant flashy bright
What?
light.
It's already 12 a.m.?
No,
So
we record these at the reasonable time of
no,
8
it's
in the morning. We'd work. We record 9 to 5,
Oh my
like
god.
reasonable adults would. We're very responsible.
Yeah, so-
so
takes so long to
anyway.
edit, that's
Now
why
it's
it's
suddenly
down
all
8
sunny, and there's a volcano over there. What?
That wasn't there before. Yo, so they time traveled because they got exploded by a nuke. Because that's how it works apparently.
Wait, was it just a
Yeah,
regular
it seemed a
nuke?
little
It was a
sus.
human nuke, wasn't it?
Wait,
Yes.
no, but the sub was suspicious.
No, it was just a regular submarine with a nuke on it
But why did they go underwater again?
to try and save it because they needed to go back in time for this book to happen.
Why'd the nuke shoot?
I don't know. Something
Okay,
bad
here's
happened.
here's what happened. It's like the narrator, I think it was Jake, was like, "Yo, after the rescue shuttle like went to the sub, instead of like going to the land, it just bolted." So I thought, okay, maybe there's some fishy people on board.
Well, they're all dead now.
Like
They got
Fisher 3.
exploded.
They got
Yeah.
exploded. What they did?
Well, no, there was no one on it. It was
No,
empty.
apparently there were no injuries or deaths from this
I assumed it was a time
submarine
travel.
explosion.
I assumed it was a time travel explosion.
It's
No,
really
it was
unclear.
It was just a freaking nuke because like Axe was like, "What? Why do you guys have nukes?"
So-
And then Rachel was like, "Oh, because
This
we
book
have
would
like,
have me
enemies."
believe then. Okay, the no injuries and no deaths thing is so bullshit because okay, either people would have died or like I was thinking like does that mean that all the people there were also transported into the past? Furthermore, has everyone who has been like in near a giant explosion, like all of the people at Hiroshima, are they all just all wandering around in the Cretaceous right now? Or not
No,
right now,
'cause
but
these
many
are-
millions of years ago?
The LMS probably did something to make sure they didn't remember it. I don't know.
What?
The LMS probably said, "Hey, by the way, everyone here, you forgot you're in the past," like they did.
But
for
you
the-
think they all went through similar adventures and then got
Maybe.
themselves back here?
maybe?
Maybe.
Hey, what turned? What
Man, I
caused
really-
a Sario rip in?
I think there. I
Yeah,
think.
Johnson.
I think in the Animorphs universe, there's just a bunch of people wandering around in various timelines, and
Man,
eventually they just die really quickly.
Man, my favorite part of that Amazon rainforest book was the ending.
How did they get blasted to the past in that one?
Okay,
Oh,
hang
no.
on.
They got hit by a
They got two
Got hit by a
beams.
car.
Two beams touched each other.
Chapman, you hit Hewlett Aldershot too hard this time. You went back in time to the dinosaur times.
Okay. So when they find the submarine, it says a small submersible was already pulling away from the submarine. I guess it was some kind of rescue vehicle for taking people off sunken submarines.
Oh yeah, because they were stealing that ship and the two things. See, that would make more sense because it's like, ooh, space explosion. This is just a random.
Yeah, so the
nuke.
the submarine was sunken and like people were gotten out of it, I guess. And then they looked at it and Max was like, "What is the purpose of the submarine? This is a small craft." And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's for enemies and for like wars." And Max was like, "What enemies?" And then someone was like, "Oh, we don't have any right now." And then Moko said, "We're shopping all the cells." Moko said brightly. "Enemies RS, enemy march, JC enemy. Don't worry, we'll find one." And I like JC enemy.
I lost it at JC Enemy. It was so funny.
Oh, I haven't said this yet. I listened to this book. I downloaded like a PDF like text to speech reader for my phone.
Oh my god.
So I listened to like a freaking robot voice read most of this book.
How to pronounce JC Enemy and enemies are enemies are.
It pronounced out pretty right. I'll get when we get there. I'll point out stuff it pronounced really funnily in a really funny way.
Funny is an adverb, I think.
So I'll get to that. But yeah, I'll be using that for now on, I guess. My PDF reader.
One thing that shocked me. This doesn't have. And this isn't something from the book that shocked me. It's something from real life that shocked me. So this says Axe in his own body could swim quite well. And I was like, wow, that's surprising. I guess like his tail helps. Just like can scorpions swim? No, it's not like horses can
No,
swim.
it's more like.
But horses can swim.
Horses can swim. You didn't
Horses.
know that?
I didn't know horses could swim.
I can't swim in Minecraft.
No, I saw this video of this horse swimming. I was like, "That's wow."
I would think he's more
Well,
like.
like hang on, do they swim like underwater?
They swim like dogs do.
I would think like they would think he's more like a deer anyway. He's lighter than a horse.
In Minecraft, they can swim like if it's like.
Well, I just
less than
had
2 blocks
like
deep.
look at this horse swimming video. This blew my mind. I had no idea. I didn't know this they could do this.
Yeah, sure.
It's just
Oh, it's like doggy paddling.
He's just swimming.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing this.
I was like, horses can. I just assumed horses could.
Yeah, its legs
swim.
don't look like they'd be like good for like pushing water.
Yeah,
They're like so
because
thin compared to
they-
his body.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have those straggly legs and fat bodies.
Oh, that's
But he's
pretty
more like a
epic.
deer. So I think he'd have an easier time.
I guess
Yeah,
X does have like probably stronger legs.
The video's making me like horses more. Just that one video.
So, anyway, Rachel, they turns out they're back in the Cretaceous period, but nobody
It
realizes it.
takes so much
Yeah,
time
no
for
one-
them
no
to
one-
realize it.
Everyone's like, what, a volcano just appeared here and all the houses are gone and there's freaking everything's different?
Wait, I have
Oh,
more
look,
stuff.
it's a weird
No.
whale.
Wait, I have more stuff on the Jake chapter.
I've
Okay, so this is more about like the book, the series as a whole. But they're just like, oh, they like unmorphed, and then it says we remorphed as soon as we could, and then they like went back to the site. So there's like none of this like, yo, you can morph multiple times in a row, but then you get really tired out. That was a huge thing in like the first 5 books. It was like, oh, you can't morph 10 times in a row, you get tired out. But here they just do it all the time.
It was a big
See,
thing in
yeah,
book
we-
7.
practice.
It was
got
a
the-
thing in book 17, wasn't it?
Was it?
I'm pretty sure they were mentioning how tired they were.
Definitely
Didn't
wasn't
last-
in 18. That's
Yeah,
the
I think last
problem.
episode he brought up like, oh, they kept morphing and they didn't say we were tired. I
They
think-
definitely said it in book 17 though, when they morphed moles and then the bats, and then they were like, let's go back, and they're like, no, let's keep going, and they morphed into ants, and I don't know, stuff, a lot of stuff. Rachel did an
They were
elephant.
very tired in book 17. That's right.
I don't. What's hold on? Which one's book 7?
Oatmeal.
So then when they're all morphed, they're like, is this a dream? And then Marco says, can't be a dream. There's not a single Baywatch girl around. The comment is always there when I dream. And that made me laugh. That was when I
That made
laughed.
you laugh. That wasn't
Just when he
very
said
funny.
Carmen is always there when I dream. I don't know. Just the idea that every single dream Marco has Carmen. So he knows for certain that he's not dreaming just because she's not there.
That's like
Marco has
Yeah,
a dream
that's a
about like
silly idea.
failing a test, and Carmen from Baywatch is there.
Well, that's like when people lucid dream. Like they see to lucid dream, you should have an object that you put in all your dreams that you know you're dreaming, like something you wouldn't see in real life. Like for
It's
example,
the other way around, dude. It's not you. I mean, at least according to Inception. You
no,
pick,
no, that's how you wake up.
What? You
No,
pick
no,
an object
because-
that only works a certain way in real life and wouldn't work the way it should work in your dream.
Like what do you mean, like at the top? I
Yeah.
only saw Inception.
You
once,
look
it
at.
was like 20
I've
minutes
heard that
ago.
when you want to lucid dream, you want to realize your dream, you look at either clocks or mirrors. Well, mirrors are scary. Don't look at mirrors.
No, I've heard about turning on faucets and lamps.
That sounds scary. I heard about just like look for like a golden CD on your shelf, and if you see it, you know you're dreaming because you don't have one
What?
of those.
I've never seen a
Could-
golden CD in my dream.
Well, yeah, but if
But if you
look,
think
you'll
of it,
find
it'll show up.
Yeah, and you'll be like, okay, here's a
And that's
golden
why
CD, I
whenever
know I'm
if you're in a
dreaming.
dream and there's a freaking girl sitting on a bench and you're like, oh man, I hope she doesn't turn into like a really, really, really scary monster, and then she does.
Yeah, so
Like-
but I think it's funny for Marco. That thing is, well, I know I'm not dreaming because Carmen isn't here. Oh, there she is. Okay, this is a dream.
So my first note about the funny text-to-speech reading is for some reason the PDF on one of the times where it said volcanoes, the V was like separated from the rest of the word, so pronounced it VL canoes, and I thought that was really funny.
I was wondering why they didn't like demorph immediately because they're all passed out for who knows how long, and they're like, oh, let's just wait around as dolphins and find. No, just demorph.
I know. I was
What if they were
expecting-
passed out for like an hour and 50
I mean,
minutes?
it's
Right.
daytime when like the storm is past when they wake
Yeah.
up. I was expecting them to be like, oh, we're
And-
stuck as dolphins now.
And Rachel even thinks like, how long was I morphed? And then just never brings it up again until like 5 minutes later.
To be fair, they did immediately get Vord, and then the thing that Vord
It
them
wasn't very
chased
immediate.
around.
They were like running from the other monster for quite a while.
It's
What did you want them to demorph into humans so the thing could catch up to them and eat them?
It's a chapter later when that happens.
It swallows them whole.
Oh,
And-
then that chapter, okay.
It tossed me up, it opened its massive jaws, and it swallowed me whole. I was being swallowed! And then Tobias and Rachel, they get squeezed in real nice in there. But they don't have a good time.
I've been slobbered.
Because
What
getting
is that?
eaten is not a... As we learned in this
Now
book,
I know how a meatball feels.
Oh yeah.
Hold on there.
I liked Rachel even before I became a hawk. But now I really like her.
Oh, hold on. Also, in this part,
I really like her. She could be a bird of prey. Doesn't he say that after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like her
I could
because she could
imagine
be a
being her
bird.
as a hawk.
Being a hawk... Poor Tobias is so confused.
Anyway.
Being a hawk makes him like
Oh, in
Rachel
this
more.
part, Rachel talks about volcanoes, and she gets embarrassed because she reads Magic School Bus.
I was gonna point that out.
But she's
It's
probably,
Monday
she's
12.
probably talking. Do you think she's talking about the cartoon or the books?
I assumed the cartoon, but whatever.
They were both still being released. Oh, no, the cartoon. Yeah, I think they're both still being released at this time.
Yeah,
Or
she doesn't
maybe the cartoon was
specify.
just
Magic Treehouse
canceled.
newer?
Magic School Bus was 90s.
Treehouse.
School Bus.
What are you doing?
School
Magic
Treehouse.
Treehouse. What are you doing?
Magic School Bus.
I asked about Magic Treehouse.
Why are you
Why?
asking about the Magic
Oh, you didn't
Treehouse?
say that?
No!
I said Magic School Bus.
Oh, when you said they both, I thought you were talking about Magic Treehouse and Magic
No,
Treehouse.
I mean the show in the book.
Yo, the first Magic Treehouse book,
I don't-
they go to... No, this is important. The first one, they go to
Dinosaur Land. I know.
That's another book. I've read that book, and that's the only other book I read with kids
It wasn't.
talking
It
about
wasn't anything
dinosaurs.
like this book, as far as I can
They
remember.
turned into dinosaurs?
No, they went to dinosaur time.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't anything like this book, as far as that would be a. We should read that book next to be to
No, we
compare it.
shouldn't.
It's like
We don't
six-
even read every children's
It is not.
book.
Really, I don't trust you when you say it's really short because you said Animorphs books take like 40 minutes to read.
Okay, I
and they
literally
do
read.
not.
I literally read the first.
afternoon on this
I literally read the first two Magic Treehouse books when I was in like 3rd grade, and I read them in like 2 hours.
You
The
read
problem
fast.
is Animorphs is really interesting and deep, whereas I'm sure Magic Treehouse is probably really boring.
Yeah, in first grade when I read a whole book, I would just like skim through most of it. Like I would make sure my eye would glaze over
What?
each
Really?
word
Oh,
sometimes.
Really?
And I wouldn't read all of it, but like, oh, I read that page. Like
No
if I
wonder
just
you
didn't feel like
can't
reading it.
read.
I read so slowly
I would.
Wait, I don't do that
I would.
anymore.
I
Why
would.
do you always save it for the last day then?
because I'm irresponsible.
I would always make sure when I'm reading to picture it as live action in my head and picture
Oh, see,
it as
I'm
a
really,
film.
I'm really bad at picturing stuff with live action. That's why like all this stuff I have a hard time like imagining. Like
I don't
what it looks
even like read names. I just see that, okay, that's the name, it starts with an M, so that's that character.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
how reading works.
And they like describe like the freaking crab thing. Did we say they look like crabs? The aliens, the nice aliens look like crabs.
They look like crabs, yeah.
And they were describing it. I was like, I don't have time to read that.
They'd be tasty plates
I'm not gonna be
on
able to
butter.
picture it, so I just like
Oh
laze
my
past it.
gosh.
Well, I mean, I like read
Try.
it. I try, kind of, but it's just like I don't want to think
All right,
about that.
Can we go
It's
to
hard.
land?
Anyway, so they see like a big like there's a big there's a bunch of trees are missing, and they're like, yo, it must be a tornado. And then someone says, does a tornado have feet? I mean, X says that, I think. And they're like, no. And he's like, oh, well, there's a giant fence there. But I mean, there could have been a tornado and then something walks through, but it was a really big fence though.
Prince, the guy who made
Shut
Purple
up!
Rain.
They're on.
Cassie's narrating and she says, Jake thinks I'm some kind of animal expert, but she kind of is. Anyway, next.
Jurassic Park music theme plays.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's such a freaking Jurassic Park moment. They see the.
I haven't seen that movie.
They see the.
We own it.
haven't.
We own it.
They see the.
should watch
okay,
it.
I've seen the clip.
I don't care. They
No,
see
listen,
the.
I want to say this. I've seen the clip where they're stuck in the room with the freaking evil dinosaur in the kitchen or whatever, like 4 times. I don't know why. Just for some reason, every time the movie happens to be on, like, I'll be over at someone's house, and like Jurassic Park will be on, and that
It's a
scene will be
dad
on for some reason. I feel like I've seen that scene like 4 times, and nothing else from the movie.
I'm so
Crazy.
bored. I'm so bored. So it's just such a Jurassic Park moment. They see the sauropods eating. They're like, "Wow!" And then
Wait,
the
wait.
T-Rex eats them at the end.
The
The book
sauropods?
ends.
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Yeah, please don't use dinosaur names. I don't know any of them.
What? Say
They use them in the
please.
book.
Yeah, I just
Long
I didn't
necks.
write them down on my notes. I wrote down like Dinosaur 1 and Dinosaur 2.
Dinosaur 1 eats the leaves. Dinosaur 2 attacks
Big
them.
fat dinosaur, little dinosaur, nice dinosaur.
Did he really say big fat dinosaur, nice dino?
Long
No.
necks. Long
I didn't
neck
write the names
dinosaur.
though. I wrote like big dinosaur and stuff.
Big dino.
Mean dinosaur, mean dino, yeah.
Littlefoot.
What about T-Rex? Did you write T-Rex?
Yes.
I wrote
Is that too technical for you guys?
yeah. What is it? Freaking
Tyrant Lizard King.
Big Mr. T. That's what Marco called as the T-Rex at one
Big
point.
Mr.
Big
T.
Mr. T.
I have nothing to say until like chapter 9.
So Rachel digs her. So Rachel naturally is like, I'm not gonna die just because something ate me. So she digs her claws into the side of the animal until she reaches its lungs. At which point they get blasted with air, and then she just continues digging somehow.
Is this chapter 8?
Yeah. And then I think God saves her because
What are you talking about?
because Rachel says it was the weirdest thing, but suddenly I could see myself clearly. I even knew that I was halfway
oh,
morphed.
shoot, that was never explained either.
I had blonde hair on my head and coarse brown fur on my face. I was crushed inside the gizzard of the beast. A tiny crumpled bundle of feathers was pressed against me. I could see it all, but better than that, I could see what the voice meant. I was enclosed in a cage made of massive ribs, but right there, just a foot away, was air. So I guess God just gives her a vision. And
Okay, yeah, there was also a part later where Marco, where like Marco hears his own voice saying "morph, idiot," and he's like, "Well, I couldn't imagine. It definitely wasn't me saying it though."
Well,
So
no, that's like what people do when they're stressed, though. They
Yeah.
like hear a voice and not
I
realize.
I'm
think
it's
sure.
it
theirs.
Wasn't there like 2 other parts in the book where the characters are able to see themselves though?
I think these were just near-death experiences, and it's like metaphorical.
Rachel almost goes to heaven.
like she was
I
almost
thought
dead.
it was the Alchemist doing something.
No, I think my theory is just it was just near-death experience.
Yeah, that was the right.
and
trick
that's
from
like
me.
how she was describing it.
All right.
But okay, would that work? Like, could you pop someone's lungs open from inside them and then breathe that air
I don't know.
to not suffocate?
I don't know. Going
Like,
to work.
I'm
I'm pretty
It's-
sure you breathe out a lot of oxygen.
Is
as
oxygen
well as
stored
carbon dioxide.
in your lungs?
It's not stored
As
in the
oxygen?
stomach. It's not stored in the stomach.
No, but is it stored as oxygen? Or
I
is-
don't
is
know.
it-
It's not stored. It's just there from the last
Yeah.
time I
There's
breathed.
oxygen in
I
there.
guess yeah. Okay, he'd be breathing in, and then that would bring oxygen into it.
Yeah.
And then
She like
carbon dioxide
opened up
from it.
his. Throat.
That's like one of the only things I know about science. Is because the photosynthesis song is that people breathe in oxygen and then breathe out CO2. That's like the
Yeah.
only biology fact I know.
I mean, you know that humans have 2 feet.
I'm 6 feet though.
All right. So
And
Tobias,
podcast. Podcast is cancelled.
Tobias
The
and
best
Rachel.
joke.
That you made a lot.
Podcast. No, we're done. No more episodes. Bye.
You made a lot of red on our.
Okay, what did you say? Sorry, start over.
Rachel and Tobias get to land. Tobias' wing is broken, and for some reason he can't heal from morphing. This is never explained.
Okay, it's because they're in the past.
I want to clarify. I'm
This
actually.
makes no sense.
It's like
though.
they-
There's a freaking Saurian rift happened. It's
The
video.
last time there was a
Here-
Sario rip, this didn't happen.
It's unpredictable.
I'm gonna-
Also, okay, at the end of the book, they can't morph into the dinosaurs that they acquired. So it
That's
just
because
That's different.
that's because it never happened.
Yeah,
it did happen though. The rift messes up morphing.
It just messes it up in whatever way that would be convenient
It's
for the plot.
convenient for the plot.
I'm
It's not
actually.
convenient. It's just plot.
Okay, but like
Maybe-
last time there was a Sario rip.
This is a
See,
lot-
you guys,
Jake
you
came
guys
back
always
and he was
thinking about
able
what
to morph
Capplegate's. You guys always thinking about what
leopards.
Capplegate's thinking. Like with the last
Capplegate was
chapter.
like, Tobias,
that's just
let's
like
have
ruining
Tobias
my
be
ear.
weak for now. So how am I gonna do that if he can just morph away
Yeah,
his
I'm always like,
injuries?
yeah, that happened.
I,
and
I
then
want
she has to write
Tobias. I
about
want
it.
Tobias to kiss Rachel's stomach, but for it not to be weird. How can I do that?
I need the characters to be in more peril. Rachel, in
I'm
case you
actually
haven't
6'1",
noticed,
by the way.
maybe it's some effect from the time travel. If that's what happened to us, I'll be sure and ask. He doesn't. If we ever see him again, or maybe the Elvis messed me up when he gave me back my powers. It'd be a relief
No,
to think
that's not
that.
what happened. Because right after the elements gave the powers, he could do it.
I know. So yeah, that's all. It's just.
Has Tobias ever
it's just-
fixed his own body?
He
It's
for-
just-
fixed the hot body immediately after the
It's
elements
just
were fixed.
Applegate going. Oh, I don't.
We talked
Oh,
about it.
that's right. Okay.
It's just Applegate going. Oh, I don't know. Time travel or something.
No, it's the rift.
Maybe
Because
the,
of the rift.
maybe the Elemist. I don't
This
know.
book had made perfect sense to me. So
No,
you
it
just
didn't.
don't.
You guys are just
No,
dumb.
the dumbest stuff in the book is when the kids wouldn't do obvious things just for the sake of the plot. That was the dumb stuff.
So
I can
then,
picture kids.
so not
not
only
thinking
does
those
so
things.
Tobias
Yeah, but
can't
when you have
heal.
acts,
So Rachel's just like,
He,
well, then,
okay, he can heal like a normal hawk would, just not heal with morphing.
oh,
For the record.
You mean oh?
nobody was. I don't think anybody was thinking, oh yeah, he's permanently lost the ability to heal anything.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he said he can't heal. When you morph into something and then you morph back, you're healed usually, but not if you're human. Is my theory.
Oh, I guess there's more evidence that Marco is a lucid dreamer because he says in which maybe it's all a dream. In which case, I'd like to dream about a nice ice cold Coke.
I forgot about. I didn't freaking write down all these notes. Yeah, that was great.
So
What
Tobias.
was that?
So Rachel just says, oh well, then just morph into something that isn't broken. But Tobias says, no, I'm gonna stay as a hawk because I need to heal. How long
Yeah.
does he think they're gonna be there? Does he think they're gonna be there for like months? And don't you think that getting to safety at this moment is a little more important than beginning the process of healing your wing?
Well, can't you heal like a wing in like a day?
No!
oh, you can't.
That would take like at least a week.
That's all I know.
I mean, I don't know
biology.
anything about. I don't know anything about it, but it would not take a day.
It'd heal a little bit. It'd help.
Cassie's done.
Like if you stab yourself in the arm, like it gets a little bit better after a day.
It's broken.
One of these hawk bones, they heal faster.
Okay, shut up.
I think it's a baby. I said a baby. Marco said, Cassie, it's a dinosaur.
Dun dun. dun.
Oh, so this wing, then this is another time where okay. So definitely, she's unwilling to like have the kids like get bloody and broken. Just every time there's like very like horrible like body ripping and half violent stuff as they're animals. But then when they're kids, there's like, oh, here's a T-Rex, but oops, it missed me by an inch.
A sauropod, a dinosaur lands on Jake's legs, and he goes, "Oh, they're not broken."
Yeah.
I'm just stuck.
So like, I think that, like, I don't think she'd be willing to do like this like bone setting thing if it was like one of the kid's fingers. I think that would be too like violent for the bird.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
but since it's a wing, they let it slide.
So I think the real reason, so we find out the real reason that Tobias wants to stay as a hawk and fix his wing. Rachel says, "What am I going to use for bandages?" And he says, "Use part of your morphing outfit." And then she says, "Oh man!"
Can
And
you
then
read the actual lines?
she tried to tear a hole in the fabric. "My fingernails are too short. Here, bend down." She bent close, and I used my beak to make a tear in the fabric. From that first tear, blah, 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 blah. I have just one thing to say, Tobias. Don't break another wing. I mean, this doesn't look half bad. I could actually be a kind of fashion statement, but any more and we'd be getting embarrassing.
And then Tobias is like, oh, I wouldn't look, I'm a
I'm
hawk.
a hawk.
There's the real reason.
Good moment.
So then he gets to ride on her back,
That's
staring.
actually, that is actually what he says, by the way. That wasn't a joke.
So then
listening.
So then he stares. So then he gets to ride on her back, and well, she does all the work and stare at her back, stare at her
I
bare
have a question
belly.
for this part.
Hmm.
Why Rachel and Tobias both have what are they called? Hork-Bajir-Morphs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't those be pretty useful in dinosaur
I
times?
didn't even think
Nah.
about that, but that would be so useful.
They didn't think of it, they was trash.
Okay, you know what would be
They
useful?
didn't think of it.
Hey, you know what?
Tobias is like, well, what morphs do I have? I've got human, horse. Oh wait, those guys won't. That won't help.
You
He
know what-
literally
okay,
has
hold
that
on.
thought process.
You know what would be helpful for the entire book? Flies.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was
Like,
thinking.
I want to be something small that can fly.
Oh, we're
No,
all
they're
three.
too gross.
I
Too
know.
gross.
I remember when Jake was like almost getting stomped on by dinosaurs. He was like, "Oh, I was like a little cockroach," and I was like, "Oh, if you turned into a cockroach, you'd probably."
I
be
thought
safer.
that's what that
Why
book
didn't
was
you do
leading
that?"
up to.
Yeah.
I thought it was like
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna say like a light bulb was gonna go over his head. He's like, "Marco, say that again." We're as helpful as
Anyway,
a cockroach.
That's my
it.
hater, by the way.
One thing that bothered me was Tobias was like, "Oh yeah, my talent for digging into his skin," but that's like kind of how you get diseases. Like if you like putting claws through in the skin. It's...
Also, they drink the water in dinosaur times.
Well, that doesn't bother me as
really
much.
Got on my nerves.
That doesn't bother
What
me.
did you
as
want them to
much.
do? Just dehydrate?
It wasn't stagnant.
They're like, well, if we get a disease, there's probably some kind of shot.
It was running water. Anyway, but just like the dirty animal claws going into his skin. It's I don't know.
Yeah, that's accurate. But later on in the book, I think she just starts carrying him like a baby.
Does she?
Yeah.
The Hork-Bajir-Morph. I didn't even think about that one, but I thought she should be a wolf because she's trying to get somewhere fast by running and carrying Tobias. I'm sure Tobias could stand on her
So why
wolf
does
self.
Rachel have to be a freaking?
Why is Rachel a
human?
human? Like, why is she tromping through this place where she's like, "Oh, I'm so helpless and I'm so slow and weak and I can't see or hear anything and I have no sense of direction." Like, turn into a wolf. You always, every time you turn into a wolf, you talk about how wonderful
wolf would
wolves are, how
travel
fast
faster.
and efficient and
And if she was a Hork-Bajir, she could eat the trees.
yes, that too. But that brings up the question of like, how does the calories work? But yeah,
They do eat though.
You'd think it would be worth trying if they. You think it'd be worth trying to turn into a Hork-Bajir and eat some bark and see if that solves your problems about food. Rachel glares at Tobias and says, "I've known you for a long time. I don't remember you ever talking about dinosaurs." Like,
Oh my
Tobias,
gosh.
what is this bullshit? It seems like the author just gave this to you just now.
Lampshading. And then Tobias starts recounting his abuse. I was staying with my uncle at that point. He liked to drink. He'd sit in his lazy boy and start yelling at the TV and cursing, and then yelling at me if I made any noise. I used to go into my room and sit there playing Dinosaur. Like, wow, that was startling.
Hawks
and
are
random,
dinosaurs.
But
All the dinosaurs.
yeah, we got some Tobias lore there, I guess.
When Tobias can't heal, this part Rachel says the new hawk body will be constructed from the DNA and should be fine, just like what happens when we injure a morphed body. Which to me implies that only the morph bodies get healed and not the human bodies.
I would
No,
think-
they've healed the human bodies.
No, they haven't!
In the graphic novel, they did.
No, that's just freaking drawings. They're not going to draw him with scars on his face in every panel.
I would think that that would apply to their human bodies as well.
So you think if they like lost an arm, then like that means they wouldn't age if they just go back to how they were always. Like
Well-
you get cuts and stuff.
Aging isn't like DNA being corrupted or anything. It's the same DNA.
Yeah, but
It wouldn't prevent them from aging.
It just doesn't make sense
They
for the
would
human
age in
bodies to
between
heal.
every time they morphed. And then when they morphed back, they would.
So you think
Oh.
whenever they morph back, it just reconstructs all the DNA?
Let's not bring up this conversation again about how old they are when they morph. That's a whole other can of worms.
All right. So Tobias says, if I'm right, we are in the Cretaceous period, and then this is the age of the most relentless, powerful, dangerous, ruthless, awesome, bad, very dangerous, very, very killy, sharp teeth,
And did I mention totally awesome?
predator in all of history. This is the age of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then Rachel's like, oh, too bad that we were in the time of the T-Rexes, because if we weren't in the time of the T-Rexes, we were with other dinosaurs, then we would be fine. But too bad there's T-Rexes. So
I found the quote about it getting embarrassed. Tobias says, "Hey, I'm a hawk, remember? I would never even look." And Rachel says, "You're right."
You
You're
just
right.
talked about that.
Yeah, I wanted this actual quote though.
Okay.
That's all.
So then epic stuff. Is Stur gonna come back ever? I feel like we're gonna come back, and I'm gonna be like, we're just moving along, and he's gonna come back and be like, I'm still in chapter 7.
Oh,
He said his next note was in chapter 9.
the way that
Very
Tobias
well.
announces to Rachel that they're in the Cretaceous period is Rachel's like, "Oh, it's like Jurassic Park," and then Tobias is like, "More like Cretaceous Park." So Tobias played with dinosaurs as a kid, which to me it seems fitting for Tobias that he likes dinosaurs and stuff.
Sure. I mean, it
seems
makes
like
it's the
someone who
most
would like
sense about any
dinosaurs.
of the characters, but the other characters are so dumb when it comes to dinosaur stuff. They're all like, ooh, pretty comet, ooh, I wonder what that is about, oh.
Yeah, well, as soon as Tobias was like, "Oh yeah, this is like the Cretaceous period," which was before the meteor struck, I was like, "Oh, so the meteor is gonna strike them." Okay, I got it. Like,
Yeah,
this-
I picked up on that pretty early.
This book had a lot of predictable things.
You would think every single person on Earth would pick that up. I think everyone did except for the 4 of them.
I don't usually pick up on stuff in this book. I don't think. In these books, I mean.
I mean, okay, it's a little mustard. It's not very complimenty of you. It's not very You're
self-aggrandizing.
not very. It's not very.
What are you saying right now?
It's not a very. I'm just. We have to think of stuff to say until Stur comes back.
No, you don't.
You're not. You're not a very. It's not very impressive. I wouldn't say it's very impressive that you predicted an event that occurred 65 million years ago.
I was pointing out that I'm predicting how Capplegate's gonna write, and that it's too
Cavalgate's
predictable.
gonna write that the comet did in fact hit the Earth. And
No, I'm saying it hit when the Animorphs were there.
What if the comet-
It happened to hit within like the 3 days that they
I know.
were there.
Yeah. What if?
And they caused it. Tobias killed all the dinosaurs.
Yeah, Tobias.
Mr. Tobias, who loves dinosaurs, man, I think it's really cool that Tobias likes dinosaurs. Honestly,
So, I think the book should have been. What if the book had been like, the comet's coming, and then it just misses them, but then God descends down from the heavens and says, "Yeah, there's too much sin," and then he starts the flood, and that killed all the dinosaurs. And then the Animorphs are like, "We must tell no one of this because we can't. We have to. We can't tell people we went back in time."
the Animorphs wrote the Bible.
They're like,
That was
there is
good.
one way we can tell people.
Okay, what chapter are you on? I've been.
Are we on chapter
okay.
like 11?
We're on chapter
10?
10.
I would go know about chapter 10.
We were waiting for Stur to come back.
On 10, my only note was that blah 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 blah. My only note was that Ash is really good at killing big reptiles or whatever.
Oh my god, this was so cool.
Which he first did
Marco
the
does a whole. There's a lot of chasing in this scene. There's a lot of epic.
There's a lot of hijinks.
I wouldn't call them. They're actually pretty realistically done, except for the fact that they survived them. They all seem very perilous and very nicely written with suspense and all that. And then Axe kills a T-Rex.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, big T-Rex, Axe comes in and kills it.
Yeah.
Just like that big crocodile in Crocodile Adventure book 12.
Okay, I don't remember that, but all right.
That was the reaction.
Well, I don't remember that. I remember Crocodile Adventure book. I do not remember specifically the fact that Axe killed a crocodile.
Yeah, he just killed. He
did.
just killed it in like half a second. Just like this.
I believe his tone of voice indicated something the humans called dry humor. I have not heard any wet humor, so it is difficult for me to tell the difference.
Oh.
Do you have any wet jokes?
Okay, hang on. I don't know about chapter 8. So I really liked the writing
Why did the wet chicken cross the road?
Why?
to get to the other water
To get to the wet side.
tide.
They're tied.
I really liked the writing when Rachel was like suffocating. I thought it was like scary and interesting.
Yeah, this whole book had nice, scary, and interesting writing, in my opinion.
Air, I needed air. Some nagging part of my brain kept saying lungs. I felt like saying, yes, I know I'm suffocating. I know all about my lungs. They hurt. They're heavy, gasping, crying for air. And I swear, as I swirled down into darkness, there came a voice, clear as a bell in my head. My own voice, but far outside my own head. No, you idiot, not your lungs, duh. It was the weirdest thing, but suddenly I could see myself clearly, and all that. Yeah, that seems like something, because it was the same thing with Mark. That's weird. But yeah, I like she's trying to focus, but she can't because she keeps like thinking about how she needs air, and it was creepy. That's all.
Axe has so many nice opportunities to explain how the stuff works in this book, but Capelgate's like, oh, I don't want to write that, so she just has Marco say, I don't care, and every time it annoys me. I want Axe to say the energy required is the same. I think I remember the equations in an equation where T is time, Z is zero space, W is inversely cubed, represents the nexus of something, and Marco's like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Shut up.
I'm really interested in the stuff that Marco keeps saying I don't care about.
Yeah, shut up, Marco. Capelgate wrote Marco so she didn't have to write actual science fiction stuff.
Did Marco pee his pants in this book?
Maybe.
You have no
Maybe.
concept of how powerful that Tyrannosaurus was. You cannot possibly even begin to understand till you've cowered beneath it, peeing your pants, and wanting to dig a hole in the dirt.
Imagine the other Marco writes this down somewhere, and the other Animorphs read this, and they're like, Marco wasn't that scary. You're the only one who peed your pants.
That is what they would do.
I mean, Marco's talked about, I think, like, metaphorically peeing his pants before.
And then there's a part, Marco, again, with writing I like, he like, the mouth came down on me like some kind of earth mover, like a diesel shovel. A prison of teeth all around me. I like that description of describing
He
being
gets
inside the
out.
mouth.
I like the parallel
He
scenes
bites
in
on
this
a
book.
root, and
Yeah,
just
he
can't
freaking
close his
slides
mouth,
out.
and then Marco just...
What I was thinking about while reading this book was, like, I recently watched a YouTube video which was just all of the Dragon's Lair cuts, all of Dragon's Lair, but if you played it correctly. And that game is basic. From what I can tell, that game is just like a reaction time game, where you have to press a certain button to make the character go a certain way, and it's all traditional animation. So you're basically just watching a movie and it plays a certain clip if you press the right button. And they're all just seem like if you were doing this, if you were going through this in real life, it all just seems like so lucky. In order to survive all those events, like you'd have to
It's a really hard game.
You'd have to know to jump onto that thing and then jump onto that thing which is falling and then grab that thing and then swing your sword at that thing, and that's what this book seemed like. It just seemed like someone played through this a million times and this is the successful run.
I want to talk about the game
survived
more.
every
You
time.
probably don't want
That is
to.
cool.
Because it's like Marco jumps out at just the right moment out to the T-Rex's teeth, and then Axe hits it with his tail, and it's like they could have died there are so many ways they should have died in this book, but it's like, yeah, most of the time their surviving was plausible. It just was really, really, really unlikely.
I was annoyed about how easy, like, don't T-Rexes eat other dinosaurs?
Yeah.
And those dinosaurs have claws sharper than a bear's claws, so like I don't believe that Rachel will be able to like cut open the dinosaur's lungs and like no other dinosaur.
No,
would.
Rachel wasn't in the T-Rex.
That was the interior of a dinosaur. They don't have protections on their skin from the inside.
So how do they eat other dinosaurs?
Mustard, they don't eat them whole.
Well, why'd they eat them whole?
Because they're
she was
tiny
a little baby, tiny human.
They were tiny little dolphins.
Oh, so they morphed.
They just slurped up a little baby dolphin and then said, "Oh, I'm gonna slurp up
Okay,
this
I
little
see.
dolphin whole, and it'll whittle around in my stomach, and it'll feel my stomach acid."
See, that's why you have
It'll
to
around
chew
my
well
tummy.
before you swallow. It might gut you from inside.
It'll feel my inside as it riddles down my throat, down into my esophagus and my stomach.
Oh, we'll get to that part a little later.
Wait, so did the planet not rotate at the same speed 65 million
Yeah,
years ago?
the Earth is always slowing down slightly.
Oh.
It slows down by like some portion of a second every year.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I read that in a fact book when I was a kid. I was like, "Whoa, that's cool. One day the Earth will stop moving."
I heard about that. I heard about that recently.
Well, I heard about it first. So I'm cooler.
Oh, you are. All
Well,
right.
you did put on a hat. You're right.
What chapter are we on?
13?
10? What? 13?
So Rachel's like, oh, I might as well have been trying to outrun a wolf when she's talking about outrunning the Deinonychus. because on her stupid two human legs, and while carrying Tobias, and I'm like, we're trying out for a wolf, you say?
Wait, did we skip over the part where Cassie is awesome?
What?
No, that's the next one.
What? That doesn't happen.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
That's in chapter 11.
It's in chapter 13.
Okay,
Mostly.
I have a bunch of notes about chapter 11.
Yeah, chapter 11, I really like this quote from Max. He slapped his hand on my shoulder. It is the thing humans do to indicate friendship or congratulations. Sometimes they do it to kill small insects called mosquitoes. I don't know why I liked that, but I did. I liked it.
I like when Mako says, "You saved my life. Don't undo it by killing me with algebra."
I didn't like that because I wanted to hear about the algebra.
Well, I like when Mako's annoyed by nerds.
I wanted to hear
It's
about
funny.
the algebra.
And I like, I noticed, Axe says, "Who knew I would ever need to know about time rips?" And I think it's just Capelgate going like, "Kids, pay attention in school. You never know when learning about algebra in school is gonna be important." Axe, if he paid attention in school, they could have gotten out of the situation easier because he didn't. Look what happened.
Hold on, wait, so did Jake forget what happened in what was that, the encounter?
The Forgotten.
The Amazon one?
The Forgotten?
Yeah.
So the Amazon one?
Yes.
Yeah, how come he wasn't like, wait, I remember this?
I don't know.
What do you mean you remember this?
Because Jake should remember what happened in that
Wait,
book.
how'd they get out in that book, though?
It just popped. Literally.
Jake got shot in the head or something, and then he appeared back where he was. It's one
Wait,
of my
was
favorite
Jake the only one who remembered anything from that?
Yes.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite endings in the series.
I liked it. What a weird ending.
So-
I don't remember the details. It sounds pretty stupid when you describe it.
I
I liked it, I remember.
He had his neck snapped by Visser 3.
Oh my gosh, you're right, Jake dies! And then he does. Oh, what a great ending.
Yeah.
Animal series over.
I would have. You know
Stu and
what?
I were arguing that the ending was great and you guys didn't like it.
I really would have appreciated it if this book had the balls to be like, yeah, then they just spent the rest of their lives in the Cretaceous period. They don't need to go, but why do they need to go back so bad? I don't really get. I mean, yeah, okay.
I don't want to read about them talking
they can't
dinosaurs
fight
for
the
30 more
Yerks.
books.
You don't need to talk.
You
you don't need-
okay? I don't want another book with it fight dinosaurs. It's boring.
This book isn't. Well, the series doesn't have to go on. This book could end. The
You want
series
this book
could
to
end.
end the series?
Sure.
You don't want them to ever beat Visser 3?
In terms of like the plot and the logic of the story, I don't see any reason for them to go back.
To beat
Dumb.
Visser 3!
Visser
No,
3
but Visser 3 doesn't exist
yet.
for another million years.
care
So he's
about
gonna
Visser
not
3.
exist?
Be
now
natural.
that
You can say that
Earth
about
has
literally
dinosaurs
every
on it?
book. Oh, we should just put out the balls to just kill the Animorphs. Like, no!
I didn't say
No,
kill the
no,
Animorphs.
but right now the Animorphs, there is no Visser 3. Visser 3 won't be born for a
So
long
he's not
time.
going to be born ever? It's just not
Maybe
their
not.
problem anymore?
Not in their lifetime.
That's
so
so
no,
lame.
he won't happen in their lifetime, and they can do nothing.
So Earth falls to the Yerks.
They can
65
do
million years in the
literally
future.
nothing to stop Visser 3 because Visser 3 doesn't exist.
You know
But
what?
the whole point of Animorphs is so that they fight the Yerks.
Well, not anymore because
It's
now
dumb.
the Yerks don't exist anymore. So hey, Yerks
They
are
do
gone.
exist!
Yeah,
They
but
just-
not in their lifetime.
yet.
Yeah, but they can't do anything about that.
What a stupid ending!
They can't do anything about that.
All right, listen.
It's the Animorphs, they fight the Yerks. They don't just fight the Yerks until something
Yippee, that's
bad
what we're
happens and
talking
they
about.
can't
How is
fight
that
the
a good
Yerks
idea?
anymore.
All right, listen.
Yeah, why not?
Suppose you get transported to like many hours from now when the universe is ending and everything's gonna die and stuff, and you're like, oh no, okay, well I'm gonna figure out how to stop this. Boodly doodly 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 doo, and then like 13 minutes later you get transported back in time to now. Do you say, oh no, I still have to figure out how to stop the end of the universe 5 squiddly hours into the future? No, you just say, okay, I'm just gonna live here now.
Yeah, if you're like in a war.
I don't want to read that,
Okay,
though.
say
fine,
like-
that would make sense in a story, maybe, if that's where a story would be going, but that's not where this story is going.
Let's say.
We didn't spend 18 books establishing that the Animorphs are fighting the Yerks, only for them to just not fight the Yerks anymore.
Well, okay, listen. If that's just okay, let's say you spend like 80 years of your life.
Sure, it makes sense for them to be in the Cretaceous, I guess, but that's dumb.
No, let's say you spend.
Stupid.
Let's say you spend 80 years of your life like there's this high school bully and you just really hate him. You spend 80 years of your life.
80 years of your life and
Yeah,
as a high
and
school bully?
he just bullies you for 80 years. Like, man,
This is like
I wish
my
he wasn't here anymore. And you travel back in time and like, oh, he's not here anymore. Because, I mean,
or you,
he's important.
or you like move state and he's not there anymore.
Yeah, you don't ever go back or deal with him. He's gone.
Alright, hear me out though. And at the end of
The
this
rest
book,
of Earth, all of the humans will be enslaved by the Yerks.
that would happen for a really long time.
It will happen though.
It'll be so long though. They'll be dead a million times
Listen,
over.
they'll be dead,
It
and then
doesn't
they'll be
matter.
reincarnated, and then they'll be there to help in some other way.
Man, we haven't argued.
They
in a
won't
while.
have their morphing.
Maybe they will. Who knows? Maybe they'll be
The
reincarnated.
point is, if in the past there's nothing they can do unless some convenient, like, oh
Yeah, there's
look, the
nothing they can
meteorite
do,
that
but
killed
it
the
doesn't mean that
dinosaurs
they should
happens
just
to put
bum
them
around
back in the
past
future.
forever.
Well, if that's all they can do, yeah, they
If
have
that's
to.
all they
Alright,
can
I'll
do,
talk
then
about this
why
more-
are we arguing about this?
Let's
it's
go
not
through
all
the-
they can do because they end up going to the future.
Well, okay, yeah, excuse me, because the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs happened to strike on that exact
let's
same
talk
day.
about- let's
Very
talk about-
convenient plot stuff.
let's-
Yeah, that's why.
Let's
it
talk about this
happened.
later. Let's go through the rest of the book until we get there.
So
So
can we
Cassie's
talk about,
very
can we talk about
cool.
Rachel and Tobias talking about morphing?
I'm still on
Okay.
the Acts. I'm still on the Acts chapter where they cut
Yeah,
up the
me too.
dinosaur.
So Cassie walked up to the dinosaur and placed one hand on its leg. She tested the skin with her fingertips. Look, Marco, my best friend is gone. Tobias is gone. I don't want any more names added to that list. We need food. There's no Burger King anywhere nearby, okay? We're not big or mean enough to be predators in this environment. We've moved way down the food chain. The best we can be is scavengers. Here's thousands of pounds of protein. We eat some now and we smoke some for jerky so we can eat later.
Okay, so why did no
That
one
is
acquire
so
the?
not Cassie.
Why did no one
Why
acquire?
is that not classy? That seemed very. Everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know this Cassie had this side to her." But like, that seemed like totally Cassie to me.
Hey,
How?
question.
It's like survival. She knows about like survival stuff and animals.
She's the one. Earlier in this freaking book, they were like, okay, guys, we gotta swim away because the thing's gonna eat us. And Cassie was the one trying to go back, being like, guys, we gotta save Rachel and Tobias.
People
And they
are-
literally had to bite her fins and drag her back because she was just gonna kill herself.
Well, yeah, 'cause she
People-
wants
That's a different
No,
Cassie.
she wants everyone to survive. So that's the same Cassie.
Yeah, people are allowed. People change their
This isn't a
attitudes.
situation where
People change their
Cassie's-
emotions. You know, people become very worked up when they watch their friends die in front of them, as opposed to when that happened several
Okay,
hours
This
ago.
is just something different that
And-
we haven't seen Cassie do before.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Cassie's never
so
helpful
it's
in these
surprising.
books. So.
yeah, okay,
Cassie is
I'll give you that.
cool.
I'll give you that one. Yeah, she did. She did happen to.
She's like, yeah, let's build a fire and crap.
Anyway, my question.
We need Cassie to be cool more.
First thing,
True.
Axe described it as a big corpse, and I thought I don't think I'd see a dead dinosaur that tried to kill me and see it as a corpse. I'd be like,
What
okay,
are you
that's
talking about?
I wouldn't call it a corpse.
What would it be?
It'd be a big dead dinosaur body.
That's called a corpse.
No,
How is that
corpses
not
are
a
people.
corpse?
I just wouldn't think of it as a corpse.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if that's just a thing that Axe did, but then Rachel just wanted it later on.
Okay, Rachel and Tobias.
Is there a
time.
difference from cadaver and corpse, or are they the same thing?
Uh,
Is one of them like only people?
Cadaver is a Pokemon that holds spoons.
Okay, next.
Thank you, Stern.
Next question. Why didn't they acquire the T-Rex?
They
It was
did.
dead.
Why
They
didn't they
can't,
acquire
you
the
can't, you
T-Rex?
can't
Oh, yeah, it's
acquire
dead.
dead
But
things.
you can acquire blood?
You can't acquire
Oh yeah,
dead
you're right. You can
things.
acquire
Why
blood.
do you acquire
blood
from
out.
blood?
You can acquire DNA from
hold
blood
on.
when I'm
Stop,
dead. They
stop,
can't
stop,
acquire
stop.
it.
You
Stop,
let
stop,
out
stop.
the shot was
Stop.
not dead, he was
Stop.
just in a coma.
Stop, hold on. Axe said you can probably acquire from blood, but they didn't actually do it in the book, so we can't say they can acquire from
The
blood.
mystical space wizard, if you have some blood, the mystical space wizard looks down on you, and if the thing you're acquiring the blood from is currently still alive wherever it is, then you're allowed to do it, but if
No,
it's dead...
but they didn't actually acquire blood, so we
You're
don't
right,
know
Axe
for sure
did
if they
it.
can acquire
Forgot
blood.
about that.
They don't. I like how they don't even try. They're like, "Yep, you just can't acquire it. It's dead. It died like literally."
Well, no,
in front of
they
them.
don't even say that. They don't even like bring up acquiring. They're just like, oh, look, a big T-Rex.
They don't
Eat
even
it.
say that. They're like,
corpse.
Big corpse.
Corpse
they
has
can't.
a-
That you can't. It's just.
Anyway,
It's just a given in this. Elfangor didn't say that. It's just a given in this universe. You can't acquire dead things.
just sure.
Like nobody even talks about it. It's just like, oh,
Well,
What?
maybe they did talk about it, but they didn't bother writing it down because it was a dumb idea. So they're like, well, why
it's
bother?
not a
writing
very
that
dumb
down?
idea. It's pretty cool.
Okay, but
They've written-
I
Well, they
will
realized it
say-
was dumb once they realized they couldn't.
I will say,
They
I
wrote
think
down the dumb idea of let's go check out Zone 91 toilet poop by pooping on horses and pooping on Misery
'Cause it was
3,
funny.
spraying
Yeah.
skunk spray.
Man, there's no poop in this book. Where's that?
Yeah,
sentence
there's
poop?
there's pee in your pants and there's Jake
There's
going
puke.
to.
Yeah,
do-
Rachel throws up.
She
Which
does. When?
okay, that moment when Rachel's running away from the Deinonychus, she's carrying
It's called a
Tobias.
dinosaur.
She's running. What did you say?
You pronounce dinosaur like Deinonychus.
They're called dinosaurs.
They're called dinosaurs.
Rachel's running away from the dinosaurs, and she just leans over and throws up out of exhaustion. And it's like, yeah, that I really like how
happened.
I really like how this book is written, and they don't really shy away from like just how terrible everyone would feel the entire time, except for when Jake doesn't get his legs broken by having a freaking dinosaur fall on the legs.
Wait, the dinosaur didn't fall on him, did it?
Yes.
It
Wasn't it
did.
just like around him?
No.
The dinosaur fell
But
right
be
onto his
natural.
legs.
But be natural. He was on the bottom of his legs. It wasn't his whole leg, so it didn't hurt.
All right, so
Now, I complain about them not acquiring the T-Rex, but I think them cutting up and eating it's a way cooler chapter than just like, oh, let's acquire this and then go away
Well,
and eat
they-
something else.
Yeah, they're surviving.
Yeah,
They make shoes.
this was one of my favorite chapters.
that was pretty cool.
Which chapter was it?
The one where Cassie
Yeah,
cuts up.
which number?
They have actually cut it up in little squares.
Is that
and
chapter
cook it
11,
up-
the axe chapter?
and cook it medium
13.
13.
11
Well,
and 13.
Okay, 11 is when she
11,
talks about it.
oh.
13 is when they actually
Does
do
it really matter?
Yeah, because my notes are organized. I haven't looked at my 13 notes. I could show my 12 notes.
I can see both of my
Whoa,
notes.
so Rachel's feet have like cuts on them, and then
Yeah.
the bugs are eating, are like crawling into the cuts and trying to eat her. Oh,
I just
Flashbacks to book 11. Except
So-
not because she
especially
doesn't
when
remember it.
Rachel has those ants crawling on her again with the nest later on in the book.
Guys, ants are the worst.
We'll get to that later.
Ants do, I mean, ants can be brutal, yeah.
I just want to quote, Rachel, why didn't you tell me your feet looked like that? Tobias cried. I thought that was funny out of context.
He cried.
Tobias cried.
Hey, don't Triceratopses have 3 horns?
Yes.
Like, isn't that why they're called that?
Yes.
Okay, because Rachel says they have 2 horns, I think.
She was confused with Hortbridger, where it's based on the gender.
5 creatures that look like little like rhinoceroses. Only instead of 1 horn, they had 2 hugely long horns,
Don't
protruding from a
rhinoceroses-
thick, scalloped shell around their heads.
Don't rhinoceroses have 3 horns?
Triceratops have 2
I mean,
horns.
No, she said they look like rhinos, right? So that's like assuming that the one horn in the front.
It says instead of 1 horn, they have 2 horns.
Don't rhinos have 2 horns?
Yeah, I
Rhinos
think
do
they
have two
do.
horns.
Are they called Triceratops because they have 3 horns?
They do.
Like, isn't that what the name means? It means 3 horns?
Hold on.
I don't care. Let's move on.
No,
Hold
this is
on.
important.
It's not.
Okay, maybe
Because
Triceratops, maybe she...
They have 2 like devil horns and then one rhino horn.
Yeah.
That's 3 horns.
In this picture they have like a beak.
That doesn't count as a horn.
Could.
No, it doesn't.
I wasn't saying it was a horn.
Tobias, as a hawk, he doesn't have a mouth. He has a horn. All right, so there's now it's nighttime, and they're looking at the comet in the sky, and it's so pretty. Wow.
Oh, Marco keeps going like, oh, man, we're the first people in history to appreciate a sunset. And then someone's like, Marco, and he just keeps going like, oh, wow.
They said we're the first people who made fire, and that's actually cool and interesting.
Marco is the first person in history to pee his pants.
And then someone's like, Marco, you're gonna stop doing that? He's like, oh, you're the first person in history to complain about someone talking too much. And he just like keeps saying, oh, we're the first person in history to do this. He just like keeps saying it over and over again. It's really funny.
This
And
chapter.
then he says, oh, if Big Mr. T shows up, we scream and cry and blah 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 babies till he eats us. I wish
I
he.
thought that was a fun running.
You know
joke.
what? If
I
I were
wish-
in this world, I would be like,
I
you know
almost all
what?
the time.
Getting eaten by a dinosaur can't be that bad. I mean, it's definitely one of the cooler ways to die.
Yeah, I mean, no people can say they got eaten by a dinosaur.
You're the
except
first
you.
person in history to get eaten by a
I wouldn't be
dinosaur.
able to
Imagine
say
going
that either because I'd be dead.
No, you go up to heaven, like, how do you die? You say, I got eaten by a dinosaur. And they say, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, nobody would believe you.
Congratulations.
I wish they called the T-Rex as Big Mr. T more. That's a really funny name.
All right,
What does T
so
stand for? Turd.
Tyrannosaurus.
all right, so there's this really cool part where Rachel throws Tobias into a tree because Tobias wants her to leave him so that she can run away with faster than if she were carrying him. And she has to. I like how she fails at first. She throws him upward. He misses the branch. He flaps his wings in instinct, a painful, searingly painful instinct, and he hits the ground. And I'm like, ow! And then Rachel has to throw him up into the tree again just so we can grab it. I just like that. I just like those little things where it's like they have to do something difficult that's not really an epic moment. I don't know. I thought it was epic. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah, it's just really cool how she throws him in the tree and he can't fly, so he just grab onto a branch and hang there until she runs away.
Mm-hmm.
She's to throw her boyfriend.
Well, his whole plan was that he wants to morph the dynamic.
He didn't even tell her that.
And she thought he didn't. She thought that he was still in the tree, but then she's like, "Oh, it's a dinosaur. It's Tobias."
Yeah.
There was a really... Are you done?
She ran. At least she hobbled and staggered away through the trees, and I waited and tried not to think of what would happen to Rachel if I messed up. Just this book is just not letting up on how brutal everything is.
Oh yeah, oh, there's a freaking...
They just keep going like, oh, we humans were not meant to live in this time. This is just not good. We're way up above our heads here.
Wasn't there a part where he was like, oh yeah, Rachel, make sure you're morphed. And then he said to himself, so then when they kill you, you'll be a bear, not a human. Like, there was something really dark, like, what was the quote? Rachel, don't argue, throw me, then run to your bear morph. It may buy you time. Besides, I added silently, you don't want to die as helpless prey. As a human, you'll simply be ripped apart. You'll be eaten alive. As a bear, they'll at least have to fight you first. It's like, oh, jeez, Tobias.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he was thinking.
Okay, so Tobias has this freaking insane plan, which is just to jump off of the branch onto a dinosaur and acquire it. And this is where I started thinking like this is just like in Dragon's Lair, where it's like you just have to do everything at the exact moment, because like there's no way on the first try he jumps off the branch, lands on the Deinonychus so that it doesn't whip around and immediately eat him, and these are pack animals so that another Deinonychus doesn't just show up and eat him right away. But
yeah, I was surprised that
the
the Deinonychus just ignored him after he acquired it.
Yeah, like what?
Just walked away.
Every other part of this book is just like non-stop getting eaten or
how big are the
poked at.
Deinonychuses?
5 feet. They keep mentioning how they're 5 feet tall and 10 feet long.
Okay, so he's like pretty small. Like I feel like they'll just ignore it if like a bird landed on him.
No, they wouldn't.
It's jabbing his eyes out for one.
What it was?
It's a really weak and helpless bird too. It would just fall to the ground, right? So they'd just be like, "Oh yeah, free prey."
Yeah.
Wait, was it not jabbing its eyes? Oh no, it wasn't blind. No, because he fought it afterwards. There's no way
farted?
it was blind.
He
He fought it.
Oh, he fought it. He fought it.
She farted
What a
afterwards.
stupid thing to say.
What a thing to say.
What's that?
What is that? Hold on. It's from Microwave and the watch. Hold on, see if I can the watch.
They set up camp and Jake has a dream where he was eating dinosaur-shaped cereal with his family.
Man, remember there was a dream in like every Capelgate book?
Yeah, that was really dumb. I'm glad they stopped doing that.
What was the dream in this one?
It's dinosaur-shaped cereal. It's an omen. You two get some sleep, I said to Axe and Cassie. Marco and I will take over, but actually, first I have to take a little walk. And then he walks out into the darkness, 20 feet out, all by himself in the darkness. The fire already seemed part of a different world. It was so dark. I looked back, and it was as if the fire and the comet were both floating in the same empty space. I did what I had to do. He took a poop. And,
No.
or maybe a pee.
No. Wait, what? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yeah. What did you think he had to do?
I just don't remember
He
this
had to
part.
fart. He had to fart.
I don't know.
Hold on, here it is.
What a stupid thing to say.
Wait, axe poop? No, that's
Whoa.
Jake.
No,
Jake.
Jake.
Jake is the poo-poo boy.
So, okay, I have so many problems with this.
With Jake being poo-poo
I'm like,
boy.
come on. You guys are gonna, like, he goes out into the dark all by himself, so far away that the...
They should have brought all his friends with him to poop.
Yes, he should have. Honestly, we should be forgoing our modesty while we are in dinosaur times and everything is constantly trying to eat us, and Cassie isn't even sure if they're safe near the fire. Like, can... At least have one person to escort him as a wolf or something.
No, he said he went for a short walk, so I assumed he was just like, he just like took it
Yeah,
some
since he
steps
just went
over
behind the
there.
tent or whatever.
Yeah, I thought he just went
What
behind
tent?
the tent.
There's not a tent. They're just sitting out in the open with a fire. He
I
walks
think-
20.
I-
He walks so far out that the fire seems like a separate world. He could easily get eaten, and
Yeah,
nobody would be able to do anything about it.
it's like so dark that even from just like a little bit away, it's just
Well,
far away.
whatever. It's dark enough that he could easily get eaten,
They
and
can't see their own legs. It says that's how dark it is.
yeah, he needs to stay near the fire.
No, then he will burn.
We wouldn't want that. So that made me wonder, can Jake morph a tiger or something and then poop as a tiger and then not have to poop as a human?
I don't think so.
That would be a better idea. And this would be a
If
good
that's the case, then
this
I
would
think
be-
they would be eating as.
Well,
as
they
stuff.
poop is
this would be a good idea. This would be a good place to explore that concept and introduce it.
You know what they should do? They should move for rabbits and then poops in little balls.
Why?
Poops in little balls, easier to clean up.
It's funny.
They don't have to clean it up. They're in dinosaur
You can
times.
pull pigs
Where are we even gonna put it? There's no trash
in your
cans.
cereal bowl. What a stupid thing to say.
What a stupid thing to say.
Dude, dinosaurs make silly noises. They say neep. And they, what was it, the other one? They say...
Scream.
No, there was another one that was really funny. No, that was a really
Horror.
No.
Oh my gosh, the dinosaur said horror. Oh, it's horror, okay.
No, there's a really funny noise that the dinosaur made. One of them was neep. Hang on just a minute, I need to find this noise. This is really...
Alright, yeah, so there's this...
Schnorf! Dinosaurs say neep and schnorf. Anyway, continue. I don't know what... That was like way later.
There's this weird flash in the sky, and they're like, oh, I guess that was lightning. And then there's this stampede.
And then Jakes gets caught under a T-Rex and a long-necked dinosaur fighting, and he's fine because he's human and he curls into a ball. It swallows him. Oh wait, this is the next chapter. I guess I'm already talking about it.
Oh, the next chapter is a Rachel.
I pushed my numb legs out before me. My numb legs out before me, down the Tyrannosaurus' throat. I was in the Tyrannosaurus' mouth. No room to move. Stinking foul air, sticky saliva all over me. A big tongue that tried to push the rest of me down the waiting, greedy throat. He closed his mouth and crushed the air out of my lungs. I grabbed that tongue. I locked my fingers on the rough, wet thing and focused on all that was left of my terrified, gibbering brain. I wormed down the roaring Tyrannosaurus' throat, down away from the teeth. Its powerful throat muscles were pummeling my legs now. And then he morphs inside of it until it spits him out, and then it dies.
What chapter is that?
Which is pretty metal. 18. I was just talking about 18 and 16 together because they're the same scene. You can talk about 17 now if you want or something.
Tobias is a hawk. That's important. And then 17. Because he...
Oh, this
That
was
was
the
so
whole thing where
stupid.
the...
What? It was not stupid. It was
Right,
epic.
Rachel.
What was Tobias too?
But Rachel says, remember me? It's your friend Rachel. And then she just basically has to go, Tobias, wee, flying.
Okay, well, what happened? Tobias was like taken over by the dinosaur, like, because he was a dinosaur, so, the dinosaur instincts took over. And then she was like, Tobias, it's me, Rachel, you're a human. You're a human boy, Tobias. Remember that you're a human. He was like, oh, I'm a dinosaur. He didn't say that, but that's what he was thinking as a dinosaur. And then she was like, oh, it's not going to work. Tobias, you're a hawk. Remember your wings. I'm paraphrasing. And he's like, oh, I am a hawk. Rachel, hello?
Remember flying high in the thermals?
The thermals, Rachel! The thermals, Tobias!
Why are thermals so prevalent in this book?
All
In the
these books.
series, yeah.
In the series,
Anyway.
you think that... It really seems like thermals is something she made up, and she's very proud of it.
And that... this made me...
I wouldn't be surprised. I've never heard of them outside of these books.
This made me
Good
realize
highway.
that this series has a lot of, oh, I know it's you in there moments.
That doesn't... Okay,
This happens in, like, every book.
no, it happened in this book twice, and no other book that I've
What?
read.
This happens in...
It seemed extra
It
poignant.
happened in book 2.
It happens every time they try out a new morph.
Okay, yeah, but it's not like a big, like...
It's not.
Tobias,
The
about to
point
eat
of
me.
the scene is that Tobias doesn't feel like he's a human,
Yeah.
but he feels like he's a hawk. That's why it's cool.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I agree. Thank you.
Yeah,
There was a cool scene.
It was a cool scene. Mustard's right.
I like Tobias as a hawk.
Since book 3, we love Tobias as a hawk, yeah.
His deadly jaw was inches away. He stopped. He tilted his head, and suddenly his entire body seemed to shudder. Rachel, he said?
Do you guys have notes? I'm on chapter 19.
I have notes on chapter 19.
I have a bunch of Marco quotes from chapter 19.
In chapter 18, they just fall on the ground and go to sleep.
Let me just say the important thing from chapter 19, which was Axe is really dumb for just assuming that the humans knew that the lighting was artificial. He even explains that
Well, you have to explain what the lighting is. I don't think we said that yet.
there's this lighting that's flashing and they're all just like, oh, it's lightning. And then in chapter 19, Axe is like, oh, that's not lightning. I assumed you knew. And it was artificial in origin and not natural. And then he says, my stalk eyes can see different colors, and that's how I saw it. And I assumed you knew, even though you don't have stalk eyes. So he explains it like he knows that they wouldn't know, but then he's like, oh, I assumed you knew. So it's just, whatever. I think he just wanted to boast about how cool he is. It seemed mysterious.
And then he droned on for a while about the wavelengths and the retinal impact patterns and distance sense and a lot
Marco
of other
doesn't pay
Andalite stuff that
attention.
humans would probably learn about someday. That's how Marco describes it. He's just like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not going to write that down.
I like how he didn't even
And then
know
Jake
that.
says, Axe, do me a favor. Don't assume we know these things, okay?
Jake's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's...
I like it when Axe says, "Does the rising sun make humans feel more optimistic?" And Marco says, "Yeah, unless it's a school day."
Wow, wow.
Right.
Thank you, I can't do that.
Wow.
Whoa, wah,
Wah,
wah.
wah, wah.
No, we're not doing that again.
My most intense memories of the rising sun were going out to marching band practice in the first hour of the day at school, and we would go out there when it's dark, and then when the sun came up, it would blind us, so it was hard to see.
Oh, yeah.
But it was also warmer in the sun.
My most intense memories of the rising sun is that one song by the Animorphs.
My most intense memory of the rising sun was the one I stayed up all night, and then the sun rose, and I was like, "Oh, oops, stupid me! I stayed up all night."
One time
It's
during
a
recess
cool
in
feeling.
like 4th grade, I walked around for 15 minutes and stared at the sun the whole time.
What?
Was the sun rising?
No, it had risen.
My favorite experience where the sun was there was
No, he was staring at
He's
it. Was
staring at the
thing.
sun.
oh,
Like,
Mustard,
actually,
how are you not
I-
blind?
I missed
I
that.
wonder the same thing too, because me and this other kid, we just like, it's funny. I wasn't usually really stupid as a kid.
no, like, you didn't do dangerous things.
I didn't do dangerous things, but this one kid did, and he was just like, "Hey, what if we just stare at the sun all recess?" And we were like walking around all doing it. It was like, dude, we're figuring like changing colors. I see like purple in my
Yeah, like
eyes
you look at the
now.
sun and like you can't like see like other things
And
then.
it was really, it was like a cool experience. We were just staring. I guess it wasn't like a very intense.
It
sun
must have been a
compared to-
cloudy day.
Yeah, I think it was a cloudy day because it
But
like
it
didn't
wasn't
hurt.
super cloudy.
Because if it was like hurting my eyes, I wouldn't stop looking. But it was like cloudy enough where it wasn't like burning my eyes. And the teacher was like, "You guys are gonna burn your retinas," and we're like, "What? That's not how it
What?
works."
No, we can still see.
So-
I see fine now.
Yeah, 2020, right?
Almost.
Man doesn't wear glasses. I like
no, stupid. It's 2021.
when Marco
This
says,
episode won't be released in 2021. It's January, by the way. That's how behind I am. Whenever you're listening to this.
I like when Marco describes it as a museum diorama, because I'm like, yeah, they're in dinosaur times. I bet it does look like it does in a museum diorama.
Oh, that is cool. I don't remember that.
They didn't get any.
Plains stretched out before us, punctuated now with clumps of trees and jutting rocks, the stream, the woods, the volcano still smoking away, looking intimidating as it towered up above the plain. I was kind of wondering if this book would go the route of, the volcanoes will explode because volcanoes are what killed the dinosaurs. Because I knew, like, in the 90s, there was still a lot of debate as to whether it was volcanoes or the meteor.
Isn't this still?
Yeah, there are. But, like, in pop culture, at least, everybody seems to think it's the meteor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the meteorite piece. Is
But,
split
like,
into two different
around then,
dimensions.
like-
Oh, I forgot about Brent. We didn't talk about Mario movie yet in this episode.
Around then, it was a lot of...
This episode?
Yeah, because
Oh,
what if
that's-
the
that is
meteorite that struck
relevant.
the dinosaurs split our world in 2 dimensions? One where dinosaurs continue to thrive and evolve into intelligent beings just like us. And hey, what if they found a way back?
Bam! Super Mario Brothers.
Everyone watched the live action Super Mario Bros. Movies.
That's a
but-
good intro.
Just don't
Were you
get no
in the middle of
better than
talking?
this.
Yeah, I was.
Continue.
Actually.
I'm gonna get a drink. Keep talking.
So yeah, I was thinking earlier in the book maybe they would have a volcano explode them back to the past, and maybe that would be the side that Cavalgate would take. But no, she's more forward thinking than that, I guess.
Not forward thinking enough to have the dinosaurs' feathers.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I'm surprised none of them were like, "Hey, that wasn't the color I thought it would be." They're just all exactly what they expected.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was in the Emerald. I was expecting them to describe stuff more as like, oh, that plant looks so weird. There wasn't any of that.
No, instead, Capelgate took the creative liberty of having broccoli be an alien plant.
Yeah, what the? Oh my gosh.
Wait, really? Is that what happened? Broccoli was like from aliens?
Broccoli
Yeah.
was
Macquarie
broccoli was
introduced
imported
broccoli.
from a different planet.
Wait,
Even though the only broccoli I assume would be in the Mercora plantation, which is like right where the comet hit.
were those?
So wouldn't all the broccoli be destroyed by that?
Hang on, it was just literal like normal everyday broccoli.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Marco
they
even
came.
says.
They came from another planet.
And Marco even says, "Yeah, what do you know? Broccoli came from another planet. Just goes to show you. I'm not surprised."
Oh yeah, there's a part where
That explains a lot.
there's a part where like, yeah, these ant creatures are evil, but these guys they're just trying to grow broccoli, and Marco was like, that's not harmless.
That's one of the best lines in here.
Okay.
There's
so...
a part, Moko's talking about how Rachel might be dead, and he's like, come on, anything that wants to kill Rachel would have to be meaner than Rachel. And you know that's not even possible.
Watch out, heart disease.
I like when Marco calls Triceratops bad boys. I always think it's hilarious when somebody is like talking about an object and says like, oh,
Excuse me? Triceratops are not objects?
like look at these bad boys, like talking about the shoes that you're wearing.
You
I
want
just think
to
that's funny.
see the real guns of Gettysburg?
What are you talking about?
You remember that?
What is that from?
We were in freaking Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And like the tour got... Wait, is Gettysburg near Washington, D.C.? We're in Gettysburg for a field trip. And like one of the guys there, he's just this really muscular guy. And he was like, you want to see the real guns of Gettysburg? And he like flexes muscles. Yeah, I think about that a lot.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
So Tobias and Rachel are somehow absolutely trapped in between two dinosaurs, which I can't figure out because they said they were an open plain, and
No, they're like
Rachel's
in the woods,
like-
aren't they?
I want to put more emphasis on how funny that Guns of Gettysburg thing is.
okay, so there's this guy at Gettysburg and he had muscles, and he said, "Do you want to see the real guns at Gettysburg?" And he flexed his muscles.
Man, I'm so fortunate that that's something that I witnessed, you know?
Okay, so somehow Rachel and Tobias get caught in between two dinosaurs on a flat plain. Rachel's like, "No way around," and I'm like, "Turn to the right." They don't. They get caught by the Nesk. So the Nesk shows up, and Rachel is immediately like, "Let's kill
Dude,
this guy."
Rachel's a jerk in this one.
Yeah.
She's like,
She doesn't even ask. All it says is it's holding a gun up to them because they're dangerous dinosaurs, and all it does is it's pretty cool. It has antennae that come out of its head, and then it retracts the antenna, and then it just says, I don't know. I think it just says, "Hey, you guys can't kill those creatures," and it even knocks one of the dinosaurs out for them. Like, it's kind of helping them. And then Rachel's just like, "I don't like him. He smells bad." And then
no,
she
because he's like, you guys morph. And
His vibes are off.
he says, this is our planet. I'm unmorph now. I've been watching you.
And he smells bad.
Does he?
No, yeah.
I don't like him. He smells, for one thing. And the smell, something familiar about it. Something wrong. I can't quite remember.
Ants!
Can't quite place it, but something's wrong. The Animorphs get a lot of vague intuitions in this series.
Hang on,
There's
was
something
this
wrong.
after Rachel talks about being gutted like a fish?
that was what I was gonna say.
I still have a note on
that was
chapter
what I
20,
was
yeah.
gonna. Rachel keeps tearing Tobias apart about the getting about how Tobias scratched her. I seem to remember having to morph the grizzly bear, only to have you come along and slice me up like I was a pepperoni pizza. Slice me up like I was a hunk of cheese. Like I was a bacon and eggs.
bacon.
Oh, it sliced me up like I was a ham. Like I was bacon and eggs.
You don't
And
slice
then
up
she
bacon
talks
and
about
eggs.
food.
Like out some
Then
hash
she's just
browns,
hungry.
Denny's. Man, I'd give up shopping for Denny's Grand Slam breakfast right now. I'd give up shopping. I didn't even catch that.
Grand Slam wedge.
It seems like a very Marco-ish moment, but it's coming out of Rachel.
Well, if
Like a
she's-
loaf of bread. That's how you slice me up. Well, I think it's just because she's stressed out. Like, I think
Well,
she's
no, it's
actually
just she's hungry.
she's actually like upset and
Well, it's
hungry.
because she's hungry, but still she's taking on. She's being
Just
really aggressive towards Tobias.
have a-
Well, I think
This is a
after
very-
she mentioned Denny's to stop being aggressive.
This is a
and
very
just listing off
surreal
different
Denny's
food.
commercial.
I think this part was not supposed to be funny, but I thought it was funny.
I thought it was just kind of scary. Like
it was
man,
kind of
I don't
scary,
wanna be
yeah.
there.
But then after a while, it got like to the point where it was funny because it just kept going.
There's more hot romance. There's
Oh, there's this funny line. Tobias says, "Hey, don't dates grow on trees?" "Not according to my mom," says Rachel. She's thinking about dating again. You know, it's been a while since the divorce, and oh, you mean like dates you eat? Well, one time she doesn't immediately think of food.
I
Yeah.
guess that girl.
Yeah, that was
Just
For
proves that
comedic-
your mom is a lawyer.
The
who is going
stress.
through a divorce.
I think,
really
yeah, I like that it mentions Rachel's mom, and that Rachel's mom has canonically said that dates don't grow on trees.
Also, Rachel thinks corn grows on trees too.
Corn trees.
Wait, does
Corn
Spice like
trees.
make fun of her for that? or
Yeah, he
something?
does. He says corn trees.
Okay, I mean, listen, I don't know everything that grows on every type of plant. You know, I know corn, but that's just because we have corn in this area, so...
Oh, don't tell him
Rachel's
that.
a
That's
city girl.
that's just
Okay, we don't have...
we only have a.
Rachel-
we
Rachel's-
only have hamburgers.
Rachel calls
There's no rats here.
What?
he called it Rat Movie.
Oh.
Hello, welcome to Rat Restaurant.
Go to the rat cafe, there's no rats here, we just have hamburgers.
I don't remember that.
Man, I'm so glad we watched that. What's like friggin' Rachel called what's the friggin' D dinosaur called?
Dionysius, the philosopher.
No, the other one. What's it called?
What? What are you asking me?
What's the dinosaur that starts with the D?
It's Dionysius.
Deinonychus?
Yeah.
Deinonychus.
Rachel calls it a Daninochus.
Which is-
and Tobias is like, actually just
Deinonychus is probably closer than anything I called it on this podcast.
Yeah, I have no idea what it's called. Rachel was way closer than I would have ever tried to guess.
I don't know why I'm saying Deinonychus so confidently. I don't actually know. It's easy to say
No, that
though.
looks right. That looks right.
There's some hard romance. Tobias says that I looked at Rachel with my heart's eyes. I was inches away. It was like looking at her through a microscope.
Yeah, we're on chapter 21.
Practically.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
She hadn't slept, hadn't brushed her hair, and she was in a bad mood, but she looked great.
Spinosaurus. And Spinosaurus is a funny name.
Flopposaurus.
It's freaking 2 a.m.
Flopposaurus.
So they're like, let's morph Deinonychuses so that we can kill this Spinosaurus and eat it.
Before they morph, Rachel says that the Spinosaurus looks at her like she had Oscar Mayer printed on her back. I thought that was really funny.
You guys just enjoyed entirely different parts of this book than I did.
What did
Oh,
you
and
enjoy?
then they
Bill?
run into the guy with the ant,
I've already
and then
mentioned it.
Tobias is like, I'm pretty sure none of my dinosaur toys ever carried guns, so this isn't a dinosaur.
I like that guy. I think the guy seemed...
Dude, those guys are cool.
They seem reasonable. I don't know why
Yeah.
Rachel just had to piss him off immediately.
I just wrote down one of his quotes. It was
Yeah,
just
I
like
think that
a
would be cool.
regular quote. And I just liked it. This weapon can cause creatures to become unconscious. This happened to the great beast you were attacking, referring to dinosaur. It can also cause death. Change into other forms, or I will cause your death. And then he raised
That's
his weapon and
that's
pointed
totally
it at us.
reasonable. It's like,
Yeah.
who the hell are you? You are fighting with my creatures on my endangered creature
the
ranch.
Nesker's so evil. Why don't they just kill all the dinosaurs, huh?
I just looked at the Rachel quote. In real life, when you encounter an alien speaking English, it's just weird. You figure at the very least they would speak Russian or Japanese or something.
I don't remember that at all.
That's the thing Rachel said.
I'm
And then,
finding all of these quotes that I thought were sort of amusing and just thinking they're hilarious.
well, this was just stupid. And then Rachel is freaking the cockiest, so cocky. Maybe I have to back down before a 50-foot long Spinosaurus, but I've faced plenty of pushy aliens with ray guns. And then she just, I don't know, she cuts
then
in half or something.
She's like, so just like on the balance beam, I spun on one leg and whipped my wretched tail into the nest. Take that! My tail hit hard. It slammed into the Nesca's chest level. My tail broke him in two. The top half simply fell off. Like, okay, first of all, why does the coordination from your human body somehow transfer to your dinosaur body as a gymnast?
Because we gotta remember that Rachel's a gymnast.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Tobias as a human is really floppy now because he's not used to like being in a human body because
Whatever,
he's a
I
hawk.
guess. But yeah, that was dumb. But it's okay because it turns out he was evil because ants are evil.
Dude, I think it's so freaking books
smelled
in
it.
like book 5 or whatever when they talk about like guys ants would nuke the planet if they could. Is that just like a foreshadow of this book where the ants blow up
But
the
the ants
world?
nuke the planet.
Because that's pretty awesome.
I think that the Nesk is one person.
Yeah, is it?
It's a hive mind.
Is
It's
it
like
all
Unity.
one thing?
I think the Nesk is one
Like
person.
he's only one person?
I think so. That's
Is
my
is it literal ants?
I think
No, it's an alien species.
no. See what I thought.
Yeah, but
is
it's like maybe the aliens controlling
But
ants.
before the book finished, I was like, hang on, is this going to be a freaking thing like the freaking dog things where it's like, oh, all ants are actually these freaking nest things, but they're all over the earth now, so they don't need to fight anymore. They've conquered Earth. They have the entire underground.
That
That
all
would have
over
been
the planet.
cool if they did it.
No, it'd be stupid because she already did that with dogs. It's like, oh, all dogs
No,
are
but
actually
it's
this
about
thing.
how ants have conquered.
She also did it with dinosaurs. How
And they're just
dinosaurs
so
were
not
made by ant
hostile anymore.
aliens.
What do you mean they were made by ant aliens?
I mean,
What?
they were killed by ant
Oh,
aliens.
they killed a bunch of bias.
Yeah.
Anyway, ants are evil. Capelgate says so. Man, okay, I think I'm glad. So the nest like escaped at the end, right?
Yeah.
So they could
Yeah.
come back. That's cool. I mean,
It's 10 million years
yeah,
later.
maybe they kept.
There,
maybe they
Axe
evolved.
mentions that Andalites, Yerks, Hork-Bajir, and Taxons all have not evolved yet. So this is a really long time ago, like just on time scales of
So
all of the
apparently,
planets.
Andalites only started evolving after humans started evolving.
What do you mean by started evolving?
I don't know.
What does
I
that
gotta
say
find the
about
quote.
it?
I mean,
Chapter
I just
wrong.
wrote down that Axe says that andalites do not exist at this point.
When they see houses, Cassie asks if they could be Pimolites, which is the dog things.
That's a good guess.
Yeah, that was like, are they Pimolites? So is that
Okay,
impossible?
no, here's what I said. They're not Andalites. Axe said we too have not yet evolved by this point. In fact, I believe our planet is still wandering between two different stars, one of which will
Oh yes, another thing I wanted to hear more about, but Marco didn't, so I don't get to.
I really wanted to know about that.
Yeah.
I like Andalite history.
Anyway, which I assumed at the time meant like it hadn't developed life yet, but now I'm actually not sure.
No, I just assumed that like the planet was not habitable for andalites.
Yeah. Well, that depends on like what counts as an Andalite.
I'm pretty sure that rats don't count as humans.
Flintstones. Meet the
Rats.
Flintstones.
We're the
They're the
rats.
modern Stone Age.
All right, so
Marco sings Flintstones music.
they fly into birds. They turn into birds.
They
and
fly into birds.
They turn into cities and fly into the birds, but then they're attacked by something, of course, because you can't go like 30 seconds.
What are they attacked by?
Pteranodons.
Oh, is this one Tobias stomps?
Yes.
Oh, heck yeah.
Stompy, stompy, stompy.
So if
Tobias and Rachel happen to be right there at the exact same time as they're running from the nest, and they just jump off the cliff. They're like suicide time. But luckily, the pteranodons are there, so they grab onto the pteranodons and hang glide down on the pteranodons as Deinonychuses, which are like velociraptors. So, like, that's pretty cool, I guess, but also pretty silly and improbable.
Man, I don't remember.
This is
any
yet
of
another
these
plane where it's
things.
like incredibly lucky that they survived. But whatever, it's cool.
You don't remember that scene?
I don't remember. I don't.
It was very
remember
short.
any
It was
action
just like, oh
scenes.
yeah, and then they grabbed onto the pteranodons and hang
It
glided
was so
down.
confusing.
I skimmed this book and I remember that scene. So it was
I have a really hard time paying attention to action scenes and descriptions of things. I just remember Tobias says he was stomping at a rate of several stomps per second. The reason I like the idea of Tobias stomping, this is
He has shoes.
in like book, what was it, book 6 or something? I think it was book 6. All the Animorphs saw, when he's a chauffeur. Man, he hasn't been a chauffeur for them in a while. We should assume that'd keep being happening.
To-
Oh, it was cute when
Tobas.
Tobias.
Yeah, Tobas.
Tobas.
Yeah. Anyway, they're all cockroaches. And Tobias is like, man, if I had some sneakers on or something, then I'd want to stomp you guys. So then Stu photoshopped like a picture of a red-tailed hawk and put shoes on it, and it's really funny.
That was really
Join our
funny.
Discord server if you want to see it. It's in there somewhere.
So they meet the Mercora. They're weird, and they're like, oh hi.
They're asymmetrical, dude.
Yeah, someone want to read like Axe's description of them?
Okay, this race of the Mercora were just strange. For one thing, they're not at all symmetrical. There were 3 of these creatures. They moved upon 7 legs, 4 on one side, 3 on the others. To make matters worse, the 4 legs were larger than the 3, so they scuttled sideways in the direction of the small legs. They stood about half the height of a tall human and 7 or 8 feet wide. On the side with the 4 big legs, there was a sort of 3-way pincher claw. It looked very powerful. It looked like the sort of thing I would not want to have to fight against. On the other side, the weak side, there are 2 arms similar to my own, but even stronger than human arms. The arms ended in long, tapered, delicate fingers. There were a lot of eyes that kept opening and shutting, 1 or 2 or 3 at a time. They were each hidden behind tiny trapdoors in the Mercora's exoskeleton or shell. Eyes were forever appearing and disappearing. It was very, very distracting.
And Marco describes them as big lopsided crabs with way too many eyeballs.
Yep.
By the way, Tobias has totally given up on trying to heal his wing by now anyway. Because he's morphed and demorphed a few times. Because, it turns out that in dinosaur times, while traveling around, you can't just have a lame hawk that a human has to carry around. So I was right the entire time.
I like this Rachel line. They think we're intelligent, Rachel whispered, so Marco, keep quiet. We don't want them to learn the truth.
Thank
So-
you for saying that. I forgot to write it down.
The Mercora are super chill, and they just feed them food. And
They're like, here's some food, here's a house, you can live in here for a while, here's some nice freaking force field furniture.
They magic heal Tobias' wings, so none of that even mattered in any way.
They have furniture, they have force fields shaped like furniture.
They have force fields.
And they tried to
Their-
do force field shaped like clothes, too.
Their whole thing is
Wait, is that what happened?
their whole thing is force fields, so they can make furniture stuff out of force fields. That's why did we say that 3 times? I'm sorry.
Because it's so cool.
It's really the coolest thing in this book.
Real quick, this is the thing Rachel says, I don't know what chapter this was. Not bad enough we have murderous dinosaurs everywhere. No, we have to deal with ant creatures from the planet Zeptron. device like Zeptron? He's like, it's the first word that came to mind, alright? You want to grind my
I-
nerves too?
I don't get it. What's wrong with Zeptron?
Well, it's just a made up name that Rachel made up.
Alright.
I like that she just came up with the word Zeptron. So I was curious if Zeptron was like an actual planet. I googled Zeptron and Seropedia wasn't the first
This
thing that came
this
up.
chapter really made me hungry for carrots.
Carrots are gross. I can't believe Marco likes carrots. It's
I
still
love
like him.
carrots. I went to the fridge and looked for carrots and there weren't any.
He likes
And I was
carrots,
sad.
but not broccoli.
Me?
No, Marco.
Oh.
Carrots don't have much of a taste.
They taste bad. Broccoli has less taste when it's uncooked.
Are you kidding? Broccoli has so much. Broccoli has such a strong taste. Carrots taste like
When it's cold?
Carrots taste like hard
Uncooked
water.
broccoli tastes like nothing. Carrots taste like friggin'...
Broccoli's stinky.
Uncooked,
Carrots
it's
aren't.
cooked.
Carrots
When it's
aren't
cooked.
stinky.
Carrots are too
uncooked
hard.
broccoli
They're-
has a flavor.
Carrots you put in your mouth and your mouth is just filled with carrots.
You know what broccoli
can't
tastes
do
like?
anything else.
Broccoli tastes like the way it
Tastes
smells
like
when you
nothing.
cook it.
No, it
tastes like how
doesn't. It tastes like
smells when you
nothing
cook
when
it.
it's uncooked.
It tastes like broccoli
Have
when
you
it's
had
uncooked.
uncooked broccoli?
Yes, I have.
I don't
like
think you
broccoli.
two are going to
nothing.
come to an agreement about this.
This is so worse than...
So I
Wait,
don't like uncooked broccoli.
I like
but I don't
broccoli.
like cooked carrots.
what? You?
Yeah.
That's the opposite of what I like.
So you like uncooked broccoli and cooked carrots?
Yeah, uncooked carrots are gross and cooked broccoli is gross.
I like
That's
them both raw,
interesting.
so that means Stir must like them both cooked.
I like both of them. Yeah, I like both. I prefer both of them cooked. Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Nice. We have a nice.
Oh wait. Oh, what follows a pattern?
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, you know what this book needs more is acts. This book doesn't have much acts in it.
Yeah, there's only like 2 or 3 chapters. that
Yeah,
never
everyone's
add
very
something.
smelly. They could use some body spray.
I don't have much else to say. I think there's a lot of action.
I don't see
later
how they're
on.
like, oh, we can't tell the Mercora that we are from Earth, but it's like,
That makes sense.
don't you think any advanced civilization would immediately be able to tell that these guys are related to the life that's all around them?
No.
Oh, that's not what I meant to
Why would
post.
no?
No, I mean you could go to any of these planets and be like, oh, here's a giant bud. There, it must be on the planet with all the buds. Oh, it's not. It's from some other planet. Huh? That's
Why would you
weird.
at all assume they're mammals?
Yeah, but then there are mammals on. They have bones. They're vertebrates.
No, but they're like big bugs. They're like the what are they called?
What?
The stritna. They're like, oh, they're like big bugs. They're probably on a planet that has a million billion big bugs. Oh no, they're just other bugs.
No, I think that makes sense.
They're so. I don't know. They're so advanced. You'd think they would be like, oh, where are you guys from?
They're from a billion million years in the future. Like, there's no reason. I don't see why you expect them to realistically know that they're related.
Anyway,
They're gonna share like most of their genome with the T-Rex and stuff.
for all they know, like whatever.
I
never
feel like
mind.
the dinosaurs have more in common with these freaking crab things than humans.
No, they do not. They absolutely
What?
do
How
not.
do you mean? No, they do not. Yeah, they do. They have shells.
That's not how DNA
Big
works.
shells.
Dinosaurs shells.
Dinosaur.
They're
the-
hard.
the-
Dinosaurs
the
are hard.
The humans the humans and Tobias are going to share most of their genomes with with the dinosaurs, whereas the Morkara should share none of
So
them.
you think that, are you saying that the McCoy would assume that Andalites and humans are from the same planet also?
No, because Andalites should share none of their genome.
But Andalites
Do
look
these
like
freaking crab
humans.
things read genomes with their minds?
I don't know. You would think
What are
they'd
you
have
talking
something.
about?
You'd think they would.
No, you're assuming they're way too smart. What do you
Okay,
go?
I'm sorry.
They only care about force.
You are dumb. Be natural. Be natural's dumb.
Be natural smelly.
Be natural stinks like doo doo.
No,
from the
don't say that.
horses.
Then people will notice.
No,
But
they'll
yeah,
be able to
they
smell
are-
be natural food.
Marco,
They don't want to tell the crab monsters that they are the in the future the dominant species on Earth. Because the
Okay.
crab creatures are currently having a war with the ant things, and they're like, yeah, the ant things want to be the dominant species, but we're gonna be it, and we're gonna be cool. But they're like, oh shoot, they're gonna die in the future.
Marco makes a sick computer reference, bro.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was so cool.
And what chapter is that?
26.
Okay.
But I filed away his words. I filed them away in my head, and I had the definite feeling I'd be double-clicking on that file again.
Marco says something really insensitive. Not to be impolite to our new pals here, but I bet these Makora would be pretty tasty served with some melted butter. It's like, geez, Marco, these people are
What the
feeding
heck?
you, and you're talking about eating them.
Makora, I know the secret to the Pharaoh's power. It's not his millennium puzzle, it's his leather
Shut up.
pants.
I like this inner dialogue for Marco. He's eating a carrot. I reached down and snagged a carrot stick from a little bowl, ice bowl. At least carrots were from Earth. I munched it. thought about making a Bugs Bunny joke, decided the joke I had in mind wasn't at all funny, and then said, "Look, we gotta get back, right?"
Was he just gonna say what's up, dog?
All that funny. It was. Not all that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to. I thought about it for like a second.
I'm
and I was
surprised
like,
that
it's not worth my
Marco
time.
thought about something before he said it. That seems unlike him.
I really like chapter 25. That's just where they meet the Rekoras.
The Moakas seem basically harmless. All they want to do is plant broccoli. That's not harmless. We said that already, but I just found it in my notes.
Wait,
When I wrote like the chapters, it said chapter 5, act, chapter. I mean,
what species is the Corla?
Moaka.
Makor.
No, the Corla.
What?
That
Corla?
Axe mentions in like the second paragraph
What are you
of chapter
talking
25.
about? I don't know what you're talking about.
We know of the Geds and Harpiger taxons, the Corla, the Skritna, the humans, and many,
It's
many
just
others.
another word Capelgate made up and decided to make into an alien.
How do you
race.
spell it?
Korrla.
It was not in any other books in the past.
So the Animorphs are like, we just
And
need.
if I'll see him in the future.
Yo, we need to explode a big thing. And the Mercora are like, oh, you can go. We don't have anything explodey because we're just too damn peaceful. But you can go to the Nesk. You can get one of their weapons. You can explodey it. And you can do that. And that'll. And Axe says, good, that's something. It'll get us to the future. I might need to calculate it, but whatever. That's, the Mercora might be able to tell me, but he doesn't ask them. Then they go. Axe doesn't mention to anybody that he doesn't know how to do this. He's just like, oh, he's internally to himself that he doesn't know how to do this, and he just hopes that Ricora. No, he doesn't even ask them if they know how to do it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Doesn't end up
he ends
mattering.
up being able to use their computers.
It doesn't end up mattering.
I completely forgot again.
You mentioned that you wish that they would just stay there, and that's something that they bring up. And Jake's like, what are we supposed to do? Just sit here and eat broccoli with the crab people?
Yes, that sounds awesome.
I
You
think
can
that's
go
a
on little
funny line.
safaris in there. You can go on little safaris with cars with force fields around them and see all the dinosaurs. That sounds epic. I would totally do that. I mean, I would miss my dogs, but whatever. I would get over it.
Sit here and grow old eating broccoli with the crab people.
You say
Never
that
even
like
try to go home.
You say that like you're gonna grow old faster than if you went home.
Yeah, it does.
The funny crab
I don't know about
creatures
you guys,
do
but
the
I think
broccoli.
I feel like the Makora are very boring people. I
What?
feel like they don't
We
have
didn't
a lot
really
going
see
on.
much
The
about
ant things
them.
are way cooler.
I like the Makor.
The force fields are cool, and I like the lobster.
They're vegetarians, and so I like them.
What's up with you guys always want to leave your lives? Like, Bado wants to be a freaking bug or something. You want to grow old with crab people?
I don't want to be with
I
crab
want to be a
people.
hawk.
I
wanna
wouldn't
fight the
go to the
Earths.
trouble. Okay, I wouldn't go to the trouble to set off an explosion that could very well kill me, just so I could get back to a time when I spend all my time stressing about like whether or not my family's going to be enslaved by slugs and if the world's going to end in a year. I would much rather
You
just
should
live.
stress about that for the rest of your life, knowing you never went back to save them.
Well, okay, listen. Okay, hear me out.
You know what's
If-
different in your hypothetical situation?
they
in
stay
your
with
hypothetical situation, you were blasted into the future when the universe was ending. That wasn't there. That wasn't
when the
the point.
universe was ending.
There wasn't. There's not nothing.
You had a hypothetical like.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
but that was a
that-
long time ago.
But,
Yeah.
but the point is, if you sent back, then like the thing where
Being
it's
sent
gone.
back would send you back to your normal life.
So wherever you're born is where you have an obligation to help out.
Sure, yeah.
No, I think you have an
They're
obligation where you are.
families.
You
They
can-
have families.
You can't focus on the past. You gotta
You mean the
focus on the
future?
now.
No, the
You gotta
future.
focus on the now.
But
You mean
What- it's the past. It's the future chronologically, but the past
Chronologically.
chronologically.
Okay, listen. They would have done much better to stay with the Mercora, break up the comet. Because if their whole first of all,
Then history wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
Shut
the
up!
Humans wouldn't have
Why do you
evolved.
want this?
I just
This is
said-
a bad ending.
I
Yeah,
just-
Nerds wouldn't enslave
shut
anyone.
up! I just said hear me out.
No.
Okay. All right. So in this book,
natural side.
in this book they act like first of all in this book they act like we don't have a choice and we just we were here 65 million years ago, which is cool. I like that. I like the whole contained time travel thing.
That's how time travel should work.
Yeah, I like that. So it shouldn't matter what you do. No matter what you do, things are gonna happen the right way. So blow up
No.
Yeah, based on how time
the
travel
blow up.
works.
So blow up the comet. And I'm sure the Mercora will go extinct some other way, and it'll be fine. Like something else will happen. They don't seem to be have the most stable
Well,
relationships.
how the dinosaurs gonna die? What, volcanoes?
Yeah, I don't know anything else. Maybe another alien could come along and divert another comet.
No, but Tobias was like, no, we know this is the comic. It has to be.
We know because I just feel it with my
No,
intuition.
because there aren't any freaking 6-7-legged giant crab monster fossils.
Mustard, are you even listening to me? They don't. These guys don't have the most stable relationships. I don't think. Like, I think easily other aliens could come along and wipe them out.
Oh, that's what you meant by stable relationships? Okay, I was confused about what you meant by that.
Yeah,
okay. Thanks for clearing that.
Or anything else could happen because okay, but if it isn't,
just because
if
we're
they
sent to
can't-
the past, that doesn't mean that no matter what they do, everything's.
if
gonna
they
turn
can
out
in
right.
fact change the past, this is the good ending because if the Mercora are here and dinosaurs continue to rule the Earth, mammals never come up, mammals never take over the Earth, humans never evolve, and the Yeerks will never have 7 billion hosts to take over with which they can rule the universe, and the
Wait,
Andalites will likely be able to
Didn't you
defeat
watch
the
the
Yeerks.
Super Mario Brothers movie? If the humans weren't there, then the dinosaurs would evolve into super intelligent creatures, and that's who the Yeerks would overtake.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Also, if you did that, then
You really don't think that in 65 million years dinosaurs wouldn't ever develop sentience?
No, I don't. I mean, okay,
Why?
they might, but I don't think they would. I don't think they would create a human civilization.
If
They
that
could,
happened,
lots and lots
They
and lots
could.
of things, and that could happen in that time.
would the Animorphs have kids with each other, and then Ash would die out all alone because he's the only Andalite, and I'd be sad because Andalite's drawn.
No, because the other Andalites would have evolved after him.
Yeah, billion years later. That's not with the Animorphs. I'm talking about the present.
This
not
is the
the
if they
50
really
million years
cared
in the
about like
future.
the good of all beings in the universe, they would stay here and make sure that humans don't evolve. I mean, they can't make them do all they can to make sure. They can't really do much, but
Well,
just like
Look, if humans don't evolve, then they wouldn't exist in the future, and they wouldn't be able to come back to the past. It
Yeah.
would create a bad time loop.
well, I don't know how any of that stuff works. Maybe they went to a different dimension or something, like in
No.
Avengers Endgame.
Why do you want humans to not exist?
Because
you act like if the Yeerks didn't exist, then there wouldn't be anything bad in the universe. Like they're not gonna stop. They're not gonna save anything. What if something worse comes?
the Yeerks are not gonna. They're
Haven't you watched Twilight Zone? You can't stop future. It happens.
Well,
Haven't
then
you
they
watched My
shouldn't
Little
worry. They
Pony?
should do whatever they feel like.
Have you watched the episode of
Well,
My
yeah, and
Little
they feel
Pony
okay.
where
I
Sophie's
actually I
got
do. I just remember what I was gonna say. I do like This one was kind of a moral conundrum because like these guys like help save them.
Yeah, they're very
basically.
polite.
And they're very polite, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll do whatever you help
They're
you." with."
such nice guys.
And
And then they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna," and then they're like, "Oh, we have to blow them up." Oops.
Well, and Rachel's like, by the way, we'll do anything. And then they're like, oh, hey, can we have that bomb? And they don't even like, hey, you said you'd give us anything. They just politely asked, even though they know that the Animorphs are in debt to them. They still just asked politely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're
These guys are
good
boring
people.
nerds.
Well, I like these guys.
They're cool. and
They're such nice guys.
They're cool. But yeah, so
they also have concepts of sin and like they like
They have
cut
a
their
re-
legs off when someone
Oh,
sins.
yeah.
They have a
that's
religion.
good one.
Where they,
so the animals
religion.
kind of just come across as jerks because of the planet.
And
the
they
end.
are.
They do.
The
yeah.
Animorphs are such jerks.
And I like that. We haven't had that in a while. With the animals, these guys are
Animorphs are
jerks.
such jerks.
I haven't
Tobias
liked in
is
the
a
past
jerk.
when the Animorphs were jerks, though.
No one
like
had.
with the grape thing.
this is one of the
Well, in this
I
one, it
don't
seemed
think it's a good
in this
thing.
one it kind of seemed like they had to do it.
This is one of the few books where I sympathize with Cassie a lot.
I don't like the animals being jerks, but it's like it seemed like a staple of some of the earlier books we haven't seen in a while.
Why? What does Cassie do?
She doesn't like that Tobias just made this decision for them, and she doesn't like that they're blowing up the
Look,
Mercora.
come on! If Tobias had done it, then we would have a bunch of boring Animorphs meeting scenes where they come to the same conclusion.
Tobias knew that this was the media that blew up the dinosaurs, and he had to make it happen.
Because he's the dino boy. He played with
Yeah.
dinos as a kid.
So,
My next note's at the very end of the book.
alternatively, what if they did something that made it so that it was impossible that humans would evolve? What if they did that? That would create an unstable time loop because how did they evolve and get back in time there? So
Uh-huh.
if that was the case, I think the most logical thing for the universe to do at that point would be to send them back to when the Sario Rip occurred and make it so that none of that ever happened and they would get back home and they're safe.
So you think the elements would be like, hey, stop that.
Maybe not I don't know, something in the
No,
universe
just some law of the universe.
would send it back so that none of that
Okay,
happens.
how would that change anything? How's that better?
They would
Then
go back in time.
Then they wouldn't have to kill those guys and be mean to them.
They would go back in time they would go back in time. They would immediately get sent back home and they'd be safe. I mean, this is pure speculation, but really, I mean, it seems like a good idea as any. Seems like a better idea than let's go set off a nuke in the middle of the desert with us all standing right next to it.
I disagree with you thinking that it was a bad idea. Okay, the only weird thing is like, why was the plan to set off a nuke in the ocean to go back? Like, I wouldn't expect that to work a second time.
Something. Sorry, Rip. It doesn't even.
But then the asteroid does it anyways.
It doesn't even make sense.
Does it.
Something explosions cause you to go back in time, but only when you're an Animorph.
Yeah,
and
the ending was kind of lame and like, oh, how convenient. That's why I didn't give this a star.
You didn't give it a star?
No, I gave it a thumbs up.
You would have given it a star if not for that?
If it was better, I would have given it a star.
I have some funny
really?
notes.
Come on.
This is not that good.
I mean, it was written well. It just wasn't necessary for the.
I have some quick notes about text to speech. The roar noises, like one of them was like hun hun huer, and I think it was supposed to be like a roar, like
A vor?
a roar, like
Roar.
like one of them was like hurrah, and it pronounced it huer. And I thought that was really funny. Like they'd be like, oh, one dinosaur was like rah, and then another one was like rah, and time it was like huer, huer, really fast. And it was really silly. Dinosaurs say schnorf. My opponent schnorfed a couple times. And some of them were just like, like it would just read off the letters. It was like, ha ha ha,
So Cassie whines about how she doesn't like violence and she doesn't want to be a T-Rex for like an entire page.
And Jake thinks okay.
Guess what? What do you know? She turns into a T-Rex and something bad happens.
Is
wow.
this chapter 30?
What?
Because I have a
Yes.
Cassie quote here where she's like, I'm a human, okay? I have to think and care, and I have to feel things. Otherwise, I might as well be some gangbanger, or a Nazi, and then acts as a Yurk. I thought that was kind of funny. Gangbangers, Nazis, and Yurks.
Those
So
are the three bad things
Three
in
bad
Animorphs.
things in Animorphs.
Yeah, so I really like this whole... This is where I
ahead.
sympathize with Cassie a lot. I really like this moral debate that she and Marco have.
Yeah, it's a good moral debate.
Marco says, Cassie, get over it. This is... Because I agree with both of them. I think they
so
both
what
have
is
very
what
good
is this
points.
debate on?
I will read it now. Cassie, get over it. This is the late Cretaceous, according to Bird Boy here. There are no humans, no human civilization, no human morality or religion or philosophy. This is hardcore nature. We're down to survival here. That's all that counts. There are humans here, Cassie said. Us. We are human civilization. We have all that stuff inside us. It doesn't matter what year it is. Marcos said, it doesn't matter if this is 1998 or 2000 or 2021. It would still come down to surviving. And when it's down to kill or be killed, all that morality and guilt and all is crap. And then Cassie said, I'd do almost anything for you, Marco, but you're wrong. Yeah, we're just animals ourselves, but we're the animals who can think. We're the animals who can imagine something better than kill or be killed. I don't think predators are immoral. I'm not an idiot, whatever you may think. But I'm a human, okay? And I have to think and care, and I have to feel things. Otherwise, I might as well be a gangbanger or a Nazi or you're... But I agree with both of them here. Like, I think Marco's correct in this particular situation, where it's like, yeah, guys, you gotta just... In this particular situation, it's not productive at all to cry over dinosaurs that are dead. But yeah, Cassie's right. I agree with that.
Can I summarize some stuff quick?
What?
Can I summarize plot stuff?
Yeah.
So this is what we want to talk about, but just to clear up. So the crab people help the Animorphs get the bomb from the ant people. So then they to get it, and the crab people they help them fight or whatever. And then they owe them.
These are the boring chapters of the book.
The nice crab people.
They're going to the
And the crab people, and they're like, oh, we'll give you anything. The crab people, can we have the nuke? So then we can stop the asteroid. Wait, no, it's not stop the asteroid.
They want to go blow up the asteroid.
Oh yeah, okay.
before
So
it's
yeah,
there.
what happens? The ants fly away because they see that these crab people, they have an andalite and humans on the side. So the ant people are like, oh,
Well,
that's scary. So they fly away, and when they're there, they change the trajectory of the asteroid or the comet, so it'll crash into Earth. And the crab people are like, hey, animals, can we have the missile bomb nuke so we can blow up the asteroid and make it stop? And then they're like, we need to think about it. So then they have a vote, and the Animorphs, Jake and Cassie, they immediately vote, yes, we'll give you the bomb. But
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, they vote. But if they give them the bomb, they won't have a way home because the plan is to use the bomb.
Why don't
to
they
teleport
go
back
up
home.
with them in the ship and?
Because I think that the idea is that they want to be in the same place that they left, so because that would fix the.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
So,
well, clearly they don't need to be in the exact same place because they just plop themselves.
They were in
into
the
some...
they were in the water.
In the water.
I think
so
it's
is it confirmed that when they went back in time, it was to the same place on Earth,
that's what I assumed.
That's
but not the same place in the galaxy, just relative to Earth?
yeah.
Unless okay.
No, that's
So-
kind of
so-
weird. Wait,
so-
I'm sort of summarizing stuff.
So does that mean that canonically, like the asteroid just hit in South Carolina or whatever?
The asteroid hit in like the Gulf of Mexico.
The asteroid that killed the dinosaurs hit in South Carolina.
It hit in the Gulf of Mexico.
Is that like science?
What, how would you know that? What?
It's
They know where the asteroid hit, you guys.
But
They
I
do?
thought they don't know that asteroid killed the dinosaurs, though. Isn't that speculation?
I don't know.
You mean the
for sure.
scientists
Yeah.
in
who
real
live
life.
right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know where the asteroid hit.
They know the asteroid. They know that the dinosaurs were killed by an asteroid.
They think they do, and the reason that they think they do is because they found the crater where a big asteroid hit the Earth. Okay,
Yeah, I didn't
they
know
they
that.
weren't there. They didn't
I don't know
take the
dinosaur
measurements
facts.
when
I'm
the
not
asteroid
Tobias.
hit, but they have an idea of which asteroid it might have been.
Cool. Anyway, so then, so Jake and Cassie are like, yes, we'll give it to you. This is the Animorphs talking. They vote. Tobias and Axe, they quietly vote, agreeing with Jake and Cassie. Yes, we'll give you the nuke. We won't have a way home, but we'll live with cabs. I don't know. And then Rachel and Marco are like, no, kill them. Give us the nuke. We're gonna use it. And then it's found out that Tobias and Axe work together the scheme where they give them a fake nuke and then they use it later. So I think it fits Marco and Rachel's characters that they would just like not care about. Yeah, of course, kill them, whatever.
Yeah,
and be open about it. With Tobias and Axe, they were like they care about their image more, about being nice.
So Tobias mentioned not having there be any crab creature fossils. But if someone found a crab bones, would they be like, oh yeah, this is probably something with crab and human hands? Yeah.
You wouldn't assume it had 7 legs. I don't think.
No, you wouldn't take 7 legs and say, yeah, these grow together. Would you?
I don't know.
I have some.
The meteor hit right where they were though.
Marco says this is so.
Well, no,
Godzilla
but
at one
but
point.
if they like
Oh,
populated
sorry, I
the
missed
entire
that part.
planet.
I have some notes from some earlier chapters. Like in 27, Axe says that if Jake were an Andalite, he has no doubt that Jake would become a true prince.
That's
I think
nice.
that's kind of cute. Then there's this whole scene where they're like, "Oh, we gotta go we gotta go get the nuke at dawn," and then Axe is like, "Why?" And then they're like, "Oh, because you always do stuff at dawn." That's what those silly.
I like that.
I forget there's an explosion
Your
somewhere.
shootouts at high noon, you stretch in the 7th inning, you attack at dawn.
Oh, stretch is in like 2-year stretches. Is that what it means?
I assume that was what it meant. What did you think it was?
I was confused. I don't know what 7th inning, what sports that referring to.
Baseball.
Baseball has 7 innings.
Oh my
Baseball has 9
God.
innings.
That's
Baseball
3 in
is
Wii
not-
Sports.
Yeah, Wii Sports baseball.
Oh
is
my
3.
God!
Oh
Please,
my
please
God.
cut
Wait,
this out.
is an inning 1 team or 2 teams?
2 teams.
Okay, so that's 3 innings.
Please cut this out. This is really embarrassing for you guys.
What? Who cares about baseball?
But so
I'm not the batter.
Literally everyone except for you two.
I was
knows
forced to
this.
play baseball, kids, for like 4 years. I hated it.
This is
Baseball
making
kids.
your argument worse.
Yeah, I just sat in the outfield picking dandelions, and I lost every game. I never hit a ball.
No. Correction. You lost every game except the ones you didn't show
Yeah,
up.
you were there too.
Oh no.
I mean, no, you weren't.
I
We're
know.
not
Okay, so
related.
you're saying not knowing baseball is embarrassing, but not knowing anything about
biology
dinosaurs
isn't.
or biology isn't.
No, both are embarrassing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, real quick note.
Okay, it's not embarrassing. It's embarrassing to not know what innings are.
I know what
How
an
many
inning is. I don't know
innings?
what sports it's in.
I don't know how
You
many.
don't know. There's only one
How do you
sport
know
the
what-
innings are in.
Bas-
There's a
no.
million sports that goals are in. How am I supposed to know
How do you
that?
know what an inning is?
No,
if it's...
basketball has like 4 quarters. Maybe some people call them innings. I don't
No.
know.
Well, then you don't know what an inning is.
I
I know
what
it.
an
I've
inning
heard
is.
the word inning used. I don't know how many there are, and specifically if it's only. I'm looking up.
But if you don't know
Football
what
has like
sport
2 halves. Are those
innings
called
are.
innings? Just
No.
soccer's?
Google says a division of a game during which 2 teams are alternative. So it's not just baseball.
Okay, we might have cricket innings. or
Baseball,
some
softball
simple
has similar
stupid like
games.
that.
Yeah, you can have tennis innings.
All right, so
Hang on, real quick, really quick note. It says kabloom, spelled KUH-BL 7 O's then an M, and my text-to-speech read that as cool bloom. I thought that was
Oh,
funny.
that's cute.
That's all.
Marco said,
Hey, I'm not done with my
Yeah,
notes
keep
yet.
going. Sorry. Cool bloom.
So the Marcora say that they're talking about where the nesks are, and they're like approximately 0.0000268 light seconds from the base, which is 5 miles. And I looked it up, and that's right.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What?
Wasn't another thing? But it was like Cavalcade always measures stuff like correctly. Like there's a part where it's like, oh, as a
Like
fly.
the swimming pool.
There's a part where like one of them is a fly and it's described being like the size of the Empire State
Oh,
Building.
hey, here's a funny line
Well,
that
person.
I'm
Statue
surprised
of
that you
Liberty.
guys didn't bring this up first. Marco says 5 miles in the dark here in Cretaceous Park. It's kind of okay. That rhymes there.
that's it.
I thought it rhymed more for
I
some
didn't
reason.
notice.
Here in
That's
the
a lot
dark
of-
Cretaceous Park.
Cut that
I'm
out, that
gonna
was stupid.
Fart.
My name is Tony Stark.
Now I have to cut it out.
No, now you have to
I
leave.
probably won't.
Now you have to leave
I'm
all of
probably
it
gonna leave it
in.
in now.
Now you have to leave all of it in.
Talk about farts too much. They're not even funny.
Marco
They're
said,
not.
I mean, does anyone else think it's just plain weird that we're dinosaurs getting ready to steal a nuclear weapon from a bunch of ant-like aliens 65 million years before the first human being ever said, hey, I know what, let's try cooking the meat this time. Does anyone else find this slightly nuts? Nope, Rachel said. And I agree with Rachel there. Rachel's getting as sick of that shtick as I am.
Yeah, that's the Marco.
I'm really sick of Marco in every book saying, isn't this really weird? Why are we sharks? Why are we morphing? What's with the yerks?
I mean,
What's the deal with dinosaurs?
In his defense, he's been doing this less and less, I think, as the series goes on.
Maybe.
Yeah, did we talk about them, like, how they thought it was a good idea to be in the water when the nuke strikes? Because isn't that a bad idea?
I don't know.
Don't nukes, like, boil stuff?
It's a comet.
Oh, well,
So
Okay,
the thing
yeah,
is,
okay.
I was thinking
That's
about that. I heard on a podcast one time, I think. Like if you're only under a few inches of dirt, that would be like fine. Like that would protect you from the comet hitting, which is why most of the like small mammals that were buried under the dirt were fine.
Yeah,
And
they should have just turned
if you
into
were like
moles.
several hundred meters underground, in the ocean, you would be fine. But if you were at the surface, no, you would be incinerated.
Oh.
So they're stupid.
They should have just turned into moles.
They should have just turned into moles, right?
So,
boom,
boom, boom, big boom time.
Boom, boom, boom.
They just fly as far as possible from the Morcora settlement and plop themselves in the water. So no, they do not go to the exact spot that they were.
They happen to be in the...
Okay.
All of them just happened to be, all 5 of
Okay,
them
the
were
last
the
time there
exact
was a
same
Sario
spot.
rip, they weren't in the exact spot.
Yeah, I assume they can
That
just
was
do
a
it.
totally different mechanic, though.
How?
I don't know.
They're not.
Jake
They were.
died.
Because the other
time
one was
lapse
from 2 lasers, and this one is from
Yeah.
an explosion, so it's different
Why would you
technology.
have the same word for it then?
Okay,
Because
so
the song is just how Andlight describes stuff that they don't quite
in
understand.
the
how it
other
works.
one, Jake. That's a good thing. That's a good theory.
Although they learned
Yeah.
about it in school, but
In the other one, Jake. In the other one, it was just Jake. The other ones were just a memory, which I don't know what that means, but that's what X said. In this one, they're all there, so it's different, I guess. So I like this quote.
This one was actual time travel. I think.
I like this quote.
This was the first time we've seen like actual time travel. Wait, no, because they don't have the dinosaur morphs afterwards. So something's fishy's going on. Someone whiffs a weird man.
Night came again, and now we flew on urgently, desperate for every last mile. And finally, Axe said it was time. We veered out to sea, we landed in the water, hoping that we could avoid being eaten in the few minutes that remained. We morphed the dolphin and waited for the world to end. Then the thing... Then Cassie they all float up into space as the comet hits and watch the Earth go forward in time because
Wait, is that what
Capelgate
happens?
felt like writing a time lapse.
I stayed on the surface to watch the end. They all want to watch the world end, which I think is cool.
Yeah, I kind of like the scene of watching the world end.
Seeing it all come to an end would
This
be next
time, the
best.
time travel was different. We weren't suddenly back where we started. We were hurtling through a void, hurtling past videos tapes set on fast forward. Because of course, because Capelgate felt like writing that.
What do you mean? What's wrong with that?
I just
You act
couldn't.
like that's a really lazy thing to write. I thought it was cool.
No, it's not.
What?
I'm sorry, I'm just tired.
I wasn't listening.
When
What?
they're just when like the meteor strikes, and then suddenly they're just like zooming past time, like woo, woo, everything's just growing and evolving.
I just couldn't.
over millions of years within like a minute or whatever.
I
and then
can't
suddenly
picture
they're back where they
anything
were.
with the Stargate scene from 2001.
Well, I haven't seen that movie, so I don't know.
Well,
what you
dude, that's
mean.
your own damn fault.
It's
All right.
your fault.
End of episode.
Wait, no.
We have to leave. We have to say bye-bye.
Did I have another note? Oh yeah, I was really confused about one of the quotes.
Okay.
Jake didn't have an answer, so I slipped my arm through his.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like link arms.
Slipped his arm through his?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
his-
his arms
his
like
arms
this
like
and you
that,
put it over.
and
Putting
then
your arm
slip it
through
through.
someone's
Through someone's
arm.
arm.
Mustard, look at me.
like through the arm.
Yeah, through the hole in their arm.
I wouldn't describe that slipping your arm through someone's arm though.
Yeah, you
Like I imagine
are.
it like phases like through the.
No,
That's
skin.
his
stupid.
arm formed a hole.
I read things literally. You know that. So that confused me.
Well, maybe you should try to learn to not do that.
Then there's the afterward.
Didn't
we
Okay.
talked
wait,
about that
wait,
already.
stop writing that way there.
Alright, yeah, and then there's the afterword, the end.
No comment, Jake said. Not today, anyway.
Was that supposed to be like a no
I
comment?
said.
Was he making a pun on no comment?
No, I think they just wanted to. I think he was just confirming that they would back to where they belong.
Okay.
Well, oh, and they're unsure if it was a dream, if it really happened. They're not sure if the like, were we always there? Were we supposed to be there? Like, were we actually what caused the dinosaurs? Or like, did that just happen without us?
To which Jake
Should there be dinosaurs stomping around?
just says no comment.
I think that's pretty gutsy. It sounds pretty cool.
And they can't morph into dinosaurs for some reason, even though they acquired them.
Well,
They weren't physically there.
Jake
What do you mean they weren't
Jake
physically
couldn't
there?
morph a jaguar after the earlier book, so I don't see why that's an issue.
No, this
Well,
one's
'cause
like
the
this one's
Jaguar
different though,
didn't
because this
happen.
one this seemed to have actually this is
The
different.
fact
than
that
the
they
other
go
one.
back to the exact same moment in the exact same space seems to me meaning that so they could have died there or something. They could have lived out the rest of their lives there.
Which would be a stupid end for the book series.
Okay, here's the thing.
No, it wouldn't.
What
It
if
wouldn't
they-
be that bad.
What if they lived out what if they came back to like 70 years before the comet hit, and then they lived out their lives there, and then the comet hit? Would they have gone warped back to the exact place, except they would all be old people, or would they be like they're back to the same time, and they would be the same age as when they left?
They'd be the
I
same
understand they
age
do the same age.
as when they
So
left.
that could be cool. That could be a
cool.
neat thing. So like,
No, I don't like stuff like that because then it just means they live for too long, and that creeps me out.
why?
Someone living
Well, yeah, I guess then they're
for
like
longer than they're
children. Well,
supposed
I don't
to.
think they're gonna date anybody outside of the.
No, I
Animorphs
just
group
think it's
anyway.
like unsettling that like someone would
Live that
be
long.
alive for 20 years and then it just didn't happen. That's like scary.
All right.
Okay, only 3 jokes left of the first half of this book.
The first half.
Well, the first changes significantly. after
There's
the
a
first
significant
half.
change midway through that is being kept secret for now.
I
Until we
know.
get there.
Okay. Sure.
Wait, we sign out first, don't we?
Yeah,
I'm be natural.
I'm better.
I'm mustard.
I'm stirred.
Wait, did we do that at the beginning?
Yeah,
I don't remember doing that. Oh,
maybe
well.
we didn't.
Is that our outro?
Everyone want to say it again so I can put it in the beginning.
I'm be natural. This is the beginning. I'm not tired at all.
I'm better.
Hi, I'm Mustard. Welcome to the beginning of the episode.
I'm Stir. We are at the beginning of recording this episode of an Animorphs Book Club podcast.
I'm
Okay.
Daisy.
Okay, jokes time.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
What if we just did that every time? We were like at the end. We were like, "What do you think, Daisy?" As usual, Daisy doesn't really want to say anything, but that's okay.
Daisy only has one thing to say.
Where does a mole...
Moleville.
Okay, bye.
What's Moleville?
That's not...
We're
Turn
the
it up!
moles.
Okay, everyone listen.
Okay.
Where does a mole look up words?
Words.
Yeah.
In the dictionary?
And thesaurus.
In a what?
In the dictionary. Okay, so a human is talking to a mole, and the human says, what's your opinion on dirt? And the mole says, I dig it.
What are you saying about cutting stuff out?
I almost said your name.
Oh.
If my grandparents are boomers.
Wait, we have to respond to Bad's joke.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Oh, that was a funny joke, Bad.
I was looking at something else. I'm sorry.
So what? So the human is talking to a mole, and the human says, "What's your opinion on dirt?"
Oh, I have no idea what it says.
And it says, "I dig it."
Oh. If my grandparents are boomers, then why haven't they exploded yet?
I haven't heard that. That's funny.
Jeez.
What's the
Kinda
latest
dark.
we've recorded an episode? I'm curious.
We've been up to like 4 a.m. before. Remember that Marco one?
What Marco
Wasn't that
one?
split in like 2 different days? Oh no, it wasn't. Yeah, that was really late.
Which Marco one?
Every time we don't record for a while, we have like a really long recording.
Yeah. Well, this one is a Megamorph, so.
Yeah,
It's a mega
it has been 2 weeks. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? What were we talking about before this? Digging? What did the mold say? Still, what did you say?
What did I say something?
Yeah, sure.
We're done recording.
Yeah.
I don't say anything.
Bye.